Are live. Welcome to the RedBlue Pod number 95 movies tier list for season 4. How are you, Cole?
Doing all right.
This is good news. I'm glad you were able to make it into this current stream. That's amazing. Thank you a lot for your presence. What about you, DC? How are you?
Doing the same as Cole. Doing all right.
That's great news. This will be an amazing stream, just like yesterday. So, this will be a bit challenging because I remember this season there's a bunch of really good movies I didn't like. So it will be very hard for me to remember where I would place these. But again, majority will win. And if it's just Cole or myself that have seen the movie, then we will cut the apple in two, I guess, if that's a way to frame it. Um,
Yep.
so yeah, let's do this. So let's look into that tier list. The first movie, Princess Mononoke. I don't think you have seen it, DC,
Nope.
did you?
Nope.
Okay. So Cole, where would you place that one? I know
Are you
you
gonna share
sent
your
me.
screen?
Oh, you're right. I'm stupid. And that's funny
Yes.
because now my brain should work. I woke up late, Damn. I'm still like a bit like not tired, but like still um in a weird
Mm,
space.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
understandable.
I'm awake, but I just woke up. So
Uh,
that's the best way to frame it. So Princess Mononoke, where would you place that one?
I guess I'll put it in S tier. I will just say the letter things are always confusing for me because it's like I'm used to numbers from 1 to 10, and it's just like stuff like some movies that are like a 7. I kind of feel 'em like a or like an A or so. I feel 'em like a B, but then other movies that I give an 8, I'm more so feeling like an A. So it makes it hard, but whatever.
Filling you. So it's a very hard question for me because I remember liking it, but I also remember having that struggle with these damn subtitles. So I think I would place it probably IA. I can't remember the exact grade I gave. That's the biggest issue with that one. So I guess we will place it in S because we do the average,
Yeah.
and
Well, the
I'm
the
not sure.
grade you gave it was you had like one, I believe, like one plot convenience or something with it issue. That's it.
Oh, so that would be a 9.7, and if it's 9.7, that's S. So, oh yeah, S. Oh, I guess I thought that was a good movie. I just didn't like it that much. I think this is what happened. Or I gave like enjoyment and entertainment like 8, but like as a movie 9.7 ish. I think
Yeah.
that would be accurate. So we will skip the next one because we haven't covered that one yet. Um,
Which
so
one would that be? Thor 3.
yeah.
Oh,
It's soon though. It's in the next few weeks, I
okay.
think.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know if I'll be on that stream covering it, but
Where
yeah, I
would
have
you
seen it.
place it? Where would you place it?
Uh, like a C, a high C. It's to me, it's
Oh,
better than the other two. Like it has issues, character issues, and with adapting and everything. Like Taika Waititi didn't really care about the source material and other things, but
Yep.
but it's better than the first two because the first two are fucking generic, poorly made films, and at least in every filmmaking level and everything, he did a good job with it, and he actually brought something refreshing to the franchise. But then in the fourth, he went fucking overboard, and it gave me cancer. Anyway,
Yeah. Yeah.
Priscilla is next.
ooh,
I think I would place it S because I remember giving like 9.7 ish,
yeah,
9.5. Oh, Gray is backstage. I just realized. Hi there. How are you, Gray?
Hey, I'm doing good. Yeah, good to be here. Apparently, I'm not good at keeping track of time, but other than that, I'm good.
That's fine. The best thing is that you're there, So we were in Priscilla now, and I guess Princess Mononoke. Where would you place it?
So I had it as an A tier. I'm totally cool with it being an S tier. I can definitely see why people like that. I just I think there's one that does the same story a little bit better, but yeah, I'd be cool with either A or S.
Okay. So next up would be Priscilla. So we play Thor because we know Cole maybe won't be there when we do the next tier list like that.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
that's
I'll
why
be
we
there
placed
for
it.
at least like 2 films, probably, but I
Yeah.
can't promise any others.
Yeah.
So I had Thor at a B, but I'd be cool with it as C. I like Ragnarok, but I didn't like. I don't know. It was better than the other one, and so I'm concerned where you're putting the other one. I guess I don't know. But,
I have bad memory. I remember seeing it at least once. I don't think I've seen it twice, and I don't remember it well enough. Like I remember the big CGI
enjoyable
mess in the end, but that's like very generic because most MCU movies end up with a big CGI mess.
And I'm not knowing what to do with Hulk. Fantastic.
Oh right, they fought. I don't even
Yeah.
remember who won that fight.
I was
that's-
Hulk.
Forget.
Multi-
Well, I've seen that like 5 years ago. Actually,
The true winner
Endgame,
was the audience.
Endgame was 2019, right?
yeah, 5 years ago, and
So yeah,
Ragnarok was 7 years ago because you do the math. Yeah,
I've seen it 5 years ago basically because the only time I've seen it was for my marathon for Endgame. But where would you place it, DC? Since we kind of mentioned it.
I guess like a low D at best.
Damn, 3 different takes. B, C, D. So
I
right in the
think-
middle. I guess that's fitting.
Yeah, I think C what makes sense, but yeah, I put it at D because I think of how in that case they kind of nerfed the Thor character. They just made him like a goofball when, he's actually kind of serious. So yeah, that's why I put him in. I put it D because I think this is the film that just went overboard. It's the same problem that they had with Guardians of the Galaxy, but yeah.
Okay.
Well, look, in fairness, Thor and Guardians in those original comics were pretty generic characters, so they had to kind of do something different, but I will agree they went
That
too
made 'em
far
fun.
with Thor.
I can definitely see that. I thought it was good compared to Dark World, but maybe I just had Dark World, whatever.
I know,
I think
agree. I
anything
think
is better than Dark World except
Yeah.
Wakanda Forever.
this was an improvement, but yeah, just don't talk about 4, and we're all good.
We will talk about it eventually. That will be
Oh,
a
God.
blast. Cannot
Just
wait to
why?
roast this shit. I've
Yeah.
never
Hot
seen
take. So
it
you were giving
because
Priscilla an A? Was that correct, Multi?
I hesitate between A and S to be honest because I can't
Wow.
remember.
You said you remember you gave it like a 9.7,
So that would be S if it's 9.7.
Yeah, so I would give it a C. There's so much that it left to be desired for me. It is my highest C, but yeah, I had a different experience with it. Definitely wasn't A or S for me.
Cole, where would you place it?
yeah, a lot of people really hype this film up, and this seems to be the case with a lot of Sophia's work, where a lot of people love it, and a lot of people just think they're mid films, and I'm more in between usually, and this is once again the case. I thought it was a good film, and there was a lot to like about it, and in the performances, but it did feel a bit rough around the edges, or like raw, whatever you want to say, or just like not exceptional, an exceptional film. Now, where would I rank it? Yeah, this is tough because I would give it like a 6 or something for my rating, and that's between B or C. But I don't know. It's always I'll give it like a low B.
Okay, so I guess that's fitting to leave it in B because S, B, C. So I feel like that's the average, and I don't think DC has seen it.
Nope,
Did you, DC? Okay.
No, I've not seen it.
Okay.
Well, listen. If you ever have the choice between watching Elvis or Priscilla, definitely watch this one instead.
I actually agree with that. Yeah, I remember giving Elvis a 9, I think.
Yeah. Actually, I will say though, Multi, did you recognize the main actor from Elvis in Dune 2?
Nope.
It was the guy he like fought at the end, the guy who's pale, like the psycho.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, he was
nice
fading off
makeup. That's nice makeup then. So, From Russia with Love. Have you seen that, DC?
Nope, I've not seen
Okay.
it.
This one is easier for me because we've seen it like 2 weeks ago. So where would you place it, Cole?
Like a low B.
What about you, Gray?
Exactly the same as Cole. I had it as my lowest in the B category, but yeah, it's a B.
That's funny because me, that would be like in the higher end of B. So we are all in the B right now. Okay, The Color Purple, 1984. The original one, basically. Where would you place it, Gray?
Let me double check. I kind of dug the original Color Purple. Yeah, I also had it in the Bs. So I had it my third highest B. So kind of a higher B. But yeah.
What about you, Cole?
High B.
And for me, that would be IC, but there's two Bs, so that will go in B. Higher than Priscilla or lower than Priscilla?
I mean, there was an S there, so probably in between.
Like that.
Oh, that's
Okay.
good.
The Color Purple from last year. I would place it in S, but that's me. What about you, Cole?
You were so wrong.
Psychopath. Yeah. Okay. So here's the thing. I don't want to go on too long of a rant because we have a lot of things to write here, but I will just say, when we first reviewed this and I watched it, I was being kind of generous to it, being like, this is a new filmmaker, another one who kind of like started out with like music videos or doing like, stuff for like, like he made that one, I believe, for like Kanye, I believe. I don't actually remember what he did, but anyway, and then he's doing something like this, and it has like that style of it and everything, and a large cast, and it's a remake, and it's a different take on it, and it's kind of well made, decent lighting and everything. So I'm like, yeah, it's all right. It's a solid film. I didn't really connect with it at all, and because I just was so uninterested in it, I didn't really care. Gave it free passes. The more though that I heard Alex talk about it though, and then I rewatched it, holy fuck, they dropped the ball with it and missed the whole point. Now, still wouldn't call it a terrible film. It had some good performances. Definitely not from fucking Bailey though, that corporate plant. Anyway, but mostly from the one actress who was nominated for the Oscar. But anyway, I'll give this like a mid D.
Mid D. Okay, what about you, Gray?
So it was my second lowest D, but I didn't realize that we now had E and F categories. So I guess if I'm going to flesh those out, let's go E, and I'll go my lowest one is an F. So yeah, second worst for me. I really did not like this adaptation. It was completely unneeded. The changes that they made actually lessen the characters. I don't know how you give this an S, my friend.
I gave it a 9.5. I had a few issues.
Great.
I like
He's multi-topic talks, so I think we're all now used to him at this point.
Yes.
So
I have the best movie takes. I don't know what guys are talking
You
about.
also love The Flash, the show. So.
Season 1 and 2. I will repeat myself. 6 was actually good as well.
Yeah, plus
most of the show is terrible. I got to say, most of the show is terrible.
Okay, well, I'm glad you finally came to that realization.
Well, I was always like that, Cole. I told you season 1 and 2 are the best season the show had.
Jesus. Yeah.
Plus, 6 is decent, but even there has issues.
Like, I think his Walking Dead takes are making me go insane because I'm like, how?
I think it's yours, bro. Like, even Alex approved what I said about season 3. And I can bet he will approve what I will say about season 4.
Why? What did you like it or not? Season 3.
No, he doesn't
That
like
was
almost any
that
season.
was bad,
Yeah,
bro.
I don't blame him. I'm sorry. Like season 1 was excellent, and then they fired the guy and cheapened it down. So now the only good things left are the actors and the source material that's carrying it, and then it completely falls off around season 6.
Well, I thought it already fell off because season 2 was a 5 for me,
Yeah,
and season 3 was a 4.
no, trust me, it will get even worse. Again, there's still good moments and the odd good episodes and characters and stuff, and because they're working with such amazing source material, trust me, around season 6, there'll be a certain conflict, and around that time, that's when it completely falls off the fucking rails. Besides one character with who holds a bat, which you all know, but anyway.
Thunderball. We haven't covered it yet, so I haven't seen it yet. But I will ask Dre and Cole. Have you seen that one?
Yes.
Where would you place it?
Yeah.
You want to go first, Gray?
Sorry, I muted myself and then was looking at my tier list, which happened to be in a different tab. Sure. I'm just trying to figure out exactly where I placed it. For me, it's definitely my top 5 Bond films, but I'm not seeing how
Was that a James Bond movie? I think that was a James Bond name.
Yeah, it
Forgot.
was.
Yeah, it's the next one. So we're doing Goldfinger, but it's gonna be the one after that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for me, this is high C.
Okay. Ooh, it looks like I placed it on an A, but it's about my mid A. I don't know.
Well, that
I
would
like
be a
it,
B.
but I don't know if
Right
it's gonna
in between.
up. I just remember it from when I was a kid digging this one.
But we'll cover it.
I think if you'll rewatch
soon.
it, it will get weaker for you.
I'm kind of afraid. Although I just did Goldfinger last night, and I don't know. I think that one kind of held up for me. So I'm hoping Thunderball does, but we'll see.
I like Goldfinger a lot.
Yeah, that's one. That's considered a classic, one of the best. But Thunderball, okay, well, yeah. Compared to the other ones we covered, the ratings for online everywhere are far lower. So,
damn. I remembered it being cool because it's like the water one. It's like, okay, yes. Like later on we'll get the space one. But damn. I was looking forward to it. That's not good. So yeah, I had it in my A's, but it was kind of mid A. But I'd be cool with it being lower. I hope it holds up for me.
Okay. The Vanishing. Even if I hated the experience, I gotta admit that's a S rank. What about you, Gray?
Sorry, did the same thing where I muted myself. I'm gonna actually just open this up in a side tab or whatever. Cool. I don't see where I put it.
So as you search, I will ask Cole.
Blanking, I don't see it right now. Yeah, if you want to ask Cole, I'll be right. Oh, okay, I did have it as an A, and I had it pretty high up. I think it was like my 4th A, so a little under S for me.
Okay, so it's in between right now, Cole. Where would you place it?
I would put it in A, but yeah.
Okay, so that's A. Perfect.
Also, I just wanted to ask, Gray. I can see you got a new microphone. I'm just asking, is it like worse than the last one or better?
No, so it's not even a new microphone or anything like that. So for some reason, I've got a really nice mic that goes right into an interface, and if I plug it directly into my computer, it does that weird distorted thing. But I was trying to get it so that I can game on StreamYard, so route my audio into the mic as well. Anyway, the second I put it into the mixer, the fake mixer, it makes it just sound normal. So I have no idea. Nothing has changed except for I changed like it's called voice meter. You can just kind of route audio inside of the computer itself.
I see. Because I was just wondering, like, if the voice before was just not really what your voice sounded like because it was just a
I don't know. I think this is more accurate, and it was doing a weird distortion thing, but I liked what it was doing, and I feel.
Yeah, I got a new headset recently as well, and people said it's more accurate. But yeah, okay. So you went from like a professional voice actor voice to like now the voice of like kind of somebody who does like car commercials in the 50s.
Maybe. I mean, I think that's a little rude, but yes, sure.
No, it's not rude at all. Those are great. I remember them in just all the classic films.
All right. Yeah. I'll go with the 50s accent then. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, triple R. Romeo 2022. Have you seen it, Dre?
Sorry, this is RRR,
Yeah.
the Seal movie. I have not. I've heard nothing but good things about it, so I'm excited. I think we do it in like 2 or 3 weeks. So I
2
will
weeks.
watch it, but I have not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2 weeks. I think it's April. So, Cole, you choose that one. Where are we placing it?
Okay, well, yeah, it is definitely an enjoyable film. Now, just like any Bollywood film, it has obviously loads of issues. You have to, some of them you can accept, some of them, not as much. But yeah, that's, obviously the issue with the industry. But for a pure enjoyment scale, though, an entertainment scale, it's like an A, but also put an objectiveness into it. I'd give it like a high C. And also, yeah, you cover it on April 2nd. Although I'm not sure if you're using my schedule now, Multi, after the chat we have. But if you are, then it's April 2nd.
Well, I use most of it. I just added like one topic sometimes here and there, and I moved some of the topics around, but it's like 99% what you did basically. Like, okay, I exaggerate. It's 96% actually.
Okay, just remember to keep it to 4. All right, that's the only thing.
4 or 5. Well, that's what I told you. Basically, it will be 4 or 5, and we will just split.
Yeah,
into
but if we could just keep it to 4, it would be great. But I'm
4
saying
or 5. 4 or 5. But yeah,
okay.
I split it in 2, so the guys are fine with it. I think.
I mean, it's fine with me because I can be available those times. But yeah. And I also noticed how it's April 2nd. So now I think we should be worried if Multi isn't gonna pull like a late April Fool's prank on us.
Well, no, that's why we're watching Frozen Empire, because that film is an April Fool's joke.
Oh. Well,
guys are harsh. I liked it.
I mean, this is Multi, so
I'm not surprised.
But I will say it's probably the second worst Ghostbusters. We all know which one is the worst, do we? But like in terms of enjoyment and entertainment, I'd say it's my second favorite. But like just as a movie, it's the second worst.
Yeah.
So we need to talk about Kevin. I forgot where I scaled it. I think that I gave like a 9 or so. I think.
Yeah.
Not quite sure.
It's my highest S. So
S
wherever you go,
and Cole.
Yeah. I'll give us an A.
Oh, that's interesting. So because I'm torn apart, I will also lean toward A. Because I remember enjoying it. I do think that was like probably a 9, but I'm not sure. So I will play a safe bet by saying I'm with Dre on that one. Higher than Vanishing, A2 Vanishing. Napoleon. I will sound crazy. I remember liking it a lot. A for me, but I know it will drop off quick. Cole, where would you place Napoleon?
This is around like a low C or high D. I'm gonna give it a D.
D. What about you, Greg?
Highest D.
Okay, so it stays there. A Man's Escape. That's another one I haven't seen. I think it's like April, maybe. I'm not sure. We moved that one around, but
it should be again. I don't know if you're going off of mine or not, but if you are, it's April 9th.
Probably it's around that time then. But yeah, Gray, have you seen it?
I have not.
Okay, so
I'm looking forward to it. I've heard great things, but haven't seen it yet.
That relies on you, Cole.
Oh,
poor Cole.
Well, why poor me? This is great, so Multi won't ruin it. Yeah, I'm just trying to see. Like it's either an S or an A. I'm just trying to like figure out. I'll give it an S. It's not like the director's best film to me, but it's close enough. I'll go an S.
Okay, so Thor 4. Have you seen it, DC?
No, but if I did, I'll probably give it low F.
But since you haven't seen it, we won't place it. Gray, have you seen it, or it relies on Cole again?
Yeah, once I did get most of it out of my mind, but yeah, it was a D for me. I had it under Napoleon.
Okay. Cole, where would you place it?
I'm gonna put this in E. This was terrible.
Wow.
I don't find it horrible because I wasn't given the choice of E or F in my thing. The one that you originally sent out, it only goes to D.
Anyway, you can change your mind. Also, it's a low E for me, for the
I'll
record.
support E.
Okay, but yeah, I will say I don't want to spoil it. If Multi hasn't seen it yet.
Yeah, I
so
only heard bad stuff. That's why I waited.
Yes. So I'm not going to spoil it. I'm just saying there's one reveal that happens with a character that's supposed to be sad, but the film's sense of humor and tone is so broken that everybody in my theater laughed at it, not really realizing it was supposed to be a serious moment. So that sums up this film.
You saying the same thing right after it came out, because I had that question. I was like, Cole, are we covering it? I will wait until you see it to see if we cover it. And you're like, oh no, it's not worth it. So I was like, oh, you know what? Let's drop it. We'll cover it eventually, but not now. But yeah, I waited for your opinion, man.
Yeah, the only time we were covering superhero films like that at the time is if, they were at least decent, or if they were the Marvels, because you wanted to see that so badly.
Yeah, I liked it. That was a bad movie that I liked. Anyway, All of Us Stranger. I think I gave 9.5-ish, so that would be S for me. What about you, Cole?
Yes, it would be an S for me, and your two flaws were dumb.
Great. Where do you
notion that your two flaws were dumb? For me, it was an S tier. I have it, I think, 8th in my S tier, so it's about midway. I think there's a lot of really good ones on this list, but yeah, this was about midpoint for me, but still solid S.
Anatomy of a Fall. Did you have time to watch it, Gray?
Sadly, I still haven't. I want to. It's one of two that I still haven't seen from last year's Oscars.
Red Room must take priority over that one, I gotta say. But
well, no, he should watch it after Anatomy of a Fall. Gives both perspectives on those things. Well,
yeah. So Anatomy of a Fall, for me that's the highest S, because I genuinely liked it as much as I gave it a high score. What about you, Cole?
Yeah, I'd probably go low S, because it's a super high 9 for me, and I guess that's closer.
Okay, well, low S. There we go. Well, would you place it above?
You can put it above Mononoke, okay. I think.
Okay, fair enough.
Instantly regrets that decision later on.
Angel's Egg. Where would you place it, Cole?
S.
And I would also place it S, not because I liked, because I had no issue, I think.
The rating system is so messed up. I would also go S, but for reasons, not just because I couldn't find a flaw with it.
Yeah.
So where exactly in S guys would like to place it at?
I have it as my lowest S, but it definitely is a solid S one. So it's up to you.
Yeah, I would put it in the lower S's as well.
Okay. So next up would be Black Mirror Bandersnatch. Oh my, I remember disliking this shit, and Alex also disliking this shit.
Yeah, well, the problem is you guys watched it wrong. This is why I told you needed to try to find a Netflix trial or something, or pay for the $10 and stuff, which is why we did all those Netflix films for the weeks. I guess something happened where you couldn't, but that's where you went wrong, because it's a choose your own adventure movie with multiple different endings. But because you watched it on a free movie site instead, it just you only watched the 80-minute version where it just takes you to the last 90. One and everything.
90.
Yeah,
90.
Yes. So you got nothing from it.
Oh, yes. Man.
Now, if you watched it correctly, it is a great film, and people criticizing it, saying like it doesn't really lead to anywhere new. It kind of like and there's no good endings. I mean, that's kind of the point of it with the story and everything, know that it's going for, and with the game and everything. But yeah, it is very interesting. It does a great job. I'd put it in mid B, but I will say that yes, I will say though, this wasn't the first to do this type of thing. There were others that did it as well, like Final Destination 3.
So that one, I can't remember what I gave exactly, but I remember hating the shit out of it. I didn't add that many issues, so maybe the score was high, but my enjoyment was low. Gray, have you seen
your
that one?
engagement and involvement in it as well? Pretty low.
Where would you place it? Gray,
I would also go B.
huh?
B.
B? Okay. You have seen Bandersnatch. Oh, that's surprising. That's cool. Okay.
Yeah, you didn't though. You only did one adventure, man.
I did the entire thing. I've seen everything.
And then there's one where they broke the fourth wall with the Netflix thing, and it wasn't like the ones in the stupid newer season. It was actually a good breaking the fourth wall thing with it.
Yeah. Next up would be The Usual Boring.
How dare you?
I had no issue, but I hated this movie. So S.
Of course.
Cole, where would you place it?
Yeah. Okay. Now, sadly, I do have to kind of agree at points. It isn't. I do think this is kind of overhyped as a film. Like, obviously, the write-in's great, and the performance by Kevin Spacey is great, and the twist is great, and everything leading up to and everything. And it is entertaining, but a lot of the stuff in between and with the action stuff and also how it's filmed is kind of generic and boring, which brings it down a bit. So I'd probably give it a B.
You second what I said. The Usual Boring.
No, because you think it's a boring as fuck film that has like no enjoyment, which is not true at all. It has lots of enjoyment. There's just some boring stuff like in the middle act and everything.
That goes back to what I said. The Usual Boring. So great.
Well, you're wrong there.
Great. Where would you place it?
Not only did you just misrepresent what Cole said, but you also spoke over him to say that he said something he didn't say. No, I agree. There are some pacing issues with it. It definitely could go a little bit faster. But that being said, it's classic, and there's a reason why it has been mimicked so many times, that either in parody or somebody is trying to actually, give some sort of honor to it by mimicking the scenes. Like, how many times have you seen the Kaiser Soze thing, the coffee cup falling? It's amazing. It's not perfect. For me, it's an A film. I have it pretty high up, but it is not a boring film. I take umbrage with that, sir.
Wait, Cole, what was your score? Because Gray is A.
It's a B.
Oh, so it drops down. Hell yeah.
Yeah, but we have actual reasons to say that. We don't just say like, well, I have nothing to critique it about, but it's boring, so A. I mean, like, your rating system doesn't make any sense. Like, you didn't enjoy it, so it's an S.
Yeah,
well, it's a good movie again.
Yes, but shouldn't you also include your personal enjoyment in it too? Like, that's part of the rating and your experience. That's part of art.
No, not for me. Not for me.
Okay. Jesus Christ.
He's 100% objective with his ratings of not funny, not funny, not funny. Even though you're 100% subjective, and you're completely 100% infusing yourself into that idea that it's not funny. But okay, you're right. You're objective.
Yeah, you're right.
This is now Multi's definition of enjoying a movie is if the movie is boring but has no flaws. Like,
yeah, that's a masterpiece.
I think even Cole can now take my bad takes a lot better than now he can with Multi's, because at least I can give some sort of reason. Like,
okay, so Super Mario Bros. I remember giving 8, so that would be like IB for me. No, actually low B. So what about you, Cole? I know you didn't like it as much. You actually
you guys are insane. This is a terrible film. Or you guys are blinded by nostalgia with the games. This is a high or mid. I'll go mid E.
Mid E. And what about you, Gray?
Sorry, we're doing the Mario one.
Yeah.
I had it as a low C, but I could definitely see why people hate it. I guess I just expected so much worse of it. I was actually somewhat surprised when it was like, oh, I didn't hate every aspect of that. I thought for sure, with it being what's his name as the main voice actor, it's like there's no way that's gonna work. Chris Pratt as Mario, but I don't know. I didn't hate it as much as I expected, so I'll give it a C.
So DC, did you have seen that one?
No, I have not
Okay.
seen.
Okay.
Good, you don't need to.
Yeah, I was.
You
actually
need
ready
to. That's a great movie. No, not
No.
great. That's a good movie, I should say.
No.
Because it's not great.
Definitely
Um,
unnecessary, but it could be worse.
The Shawshank Redemption. I remember giving like 9.5. Oh no, actually, guys,
getting
help me
Noah.
out dragging down the movie. So I think it was actually a 9 after we talked.
No,
well,
we explained
no.
to you why your initial points didn't make any sense, and then we said something. You're like, "That is a point, though. That will get."
So that was
Yes.
a 9. So
Well,
because
no,
that was a 9 for me,
was
that was
no. It was a 9.5 because we explained why one of your points was wrong and you brought it back up, so it's a 9.5.
So DCF, not DCF, Cole. Where would you place that one?
Multi. I just go on, Cole. I'll explain after.
But you know, this is more of like a 9.5 film for me than a 10, so I was gonna give it like a super high A, but just out of spite, I'm giving it an S because your points make no sense.
And Jay, where would you place it?
Yeah, on my honest one, I have it as a very high A, but I don't know. Do I want to spite you? You haven't said where you put it yet, have you? Yeah, I'll give it an A, but I might regret not giving it an S based on.
No, he put it as an A. That's where he put it at.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah. Also,
yeah, I have it as a high A. I'd go there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, Multi,
So
I
that's a
have
fair shot.
I have seen the Shawshank Redemption, so
Oh, so you will break it. Okay, so where would you
I was
place
gonna
it?
say before I was like, you immediately said me, and then you went to Cole. I was like, which
I didn't know you have seen it. So where would you
yeah,
place
that's what I
it?
was gonna point out before you went to Cole, but I think it's been a few years since I've seen it, and I enjoyed it, so I'm just gonna give it an A.
A wins. A dominates.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember what I remember other than Morgan Freeman was in the movie, and it's a prison movie, so that's why I put it on A. So plus, it's to please Cole and Gray after suffering through Multi's bad takes.
Well,
to a
I
point-
was also placing it in A, so that's a really bad.
Yeah,
take,
well,
you know?
realistically, you should place it in S because you got your rating wrong. You did give it a 9.5, or remember, it's because we changed your mind with one of the points, and then we gave you a new one, so that was still a 9.5.
Yeah.
Anyway, the Iron Claw. Where would you place it? I know exactly where I would. That's S for
Extremely
me,
high
but-
S. It was my second highest of the year. Or second highest on this thing. So
Cool.
yeah.
I would give it a low A.
Okay, well, because me, that's one of my highest S, just like Gray. We will place it in the middle because you actually place it in A call, so that should fit. I will still ask DC in case. Have you seen it, the Iron Claw?
No, I've seen the
Okay.
Iron Giant with
movie,
stuff,
then.
but not Iron Claw.
Wait, what? That what?
Iron Giant, that's what I saw, but not Iron Claw.
Yeah, but then, okay, I thought you said which sucked, but...
Oh, the Iron Giant, yeah, that one. That one was a crappy film, but Iron Claw.
Wait,
Vin
what?
Diesel only
What?
good performance.
Are you serious? You think that movie sucked?
I mean, I didn't like it that much, which...
You know, is there any animated film you like? I'm just curious.
I mean, there's Despicable Me 3, if that counts.
What? Okay, okay, let's move on, okay.
Poor Cole.
So the Oldover, I would place it in S. What about you, Cole?
Place it in F because it plagiarized another screenplay. No, okay, I'll put it in high B.
And what about you, Gray?
Yeah, for me it's S. It is my third highest S. Even if he plagiarized the screenplay, which really sucks, that is like expert filmmaking, and just everything that he was able to put into there is just it is so amazing. It just seems like this hidden film that was just like lost for time. High S for me.
Well, because maturity wins, we place it bottom S. Perfect. The Imposter. This one I won't speak about it because again I didn't give it a ranking or grade. So
I don't know how you think like they shouldn't be ranked. Like you realize you could say the same with biopics as well, right? Where you do research on the
not
true things.
exactly because
But-
Yeah,
biopics
your
are
ratings make no
are
sense. And when you-
inspired by documentary
wait,
aren't
wait,
inspired
wait,
by
wait,
they
wait,
are
no,
based
no.
on.
No.
So how are you
Documentaries are
ranking
the
Society
same
of the
thing as
Snow?
well. You
No,
tell a story
Society
with
of
a
the Snow
documentary.
is almost
Yep.
exactly the same thing that happens in this. They're talking to actual people that happen, then they're recreating certain parts of this. They're showing actual photographs. It's very similar. How can you rate that one but not this one?
Because
I mean,
the
multi-pilot
Imposter
talk, so
is a
yes.
documentary, and the other one is not a documentary.
But they do the same thing, and also if you
No.
mean because
Documentary.
if you mean because in a biopic there can be some fiction involved while telling the story,
Yeah.
while documentary has to be true. Okay, that isn't true at all because a documentary you're also telling like the story you want to tell. It's not fully
Okay,
telling
so-
everything. It doesn't mean it has to be as accurate all the time. A lot of
So
documentaries
if the
they-
documentary isn't accurate, then I can trash it and say it's a bad documentary.
well, it depends. There's documentaries that get stuff wrong, and I give them flaws for that. But overall, they can still be good or great and there's a lot of documentaries where that isn't their main goal. Their main goal is to tell a different story with it, which The Imposter did. Like it wasn't really about the true story at the end of the day, all right? And that's what a lot of documentaries do, besides the boring ones that are like Wikipedia dumps. So they're no different than biopics. But
No,
okay,
they
anyway, they aren't.
They
But anyway, I'm giving this an A.
What about you, Gray?
Yeah, I have it as my lowest A, but I have it as a solid A, and I think that your reasons for not ranking this don't make sense.
I don't care.
multi.
The Green Mile. This one, I will be honest, I don't remember vividly the grade I gave, so I have no idea where I would place
You
it.
gave it
You gave it
higher
an
than
F.
the Shawshank Redemption. You gave it
Oh,
a 9.5
so that's S.
or a 7.5.
So that's a S then. So Gray, where would you place that one? The Green Mile.
Yeah, I think it's good. I give it a solid A. For me, it's not quite S tier, but yeah, A.
What about you, Cole?
Yeah, I'd give it an A as well.
And what about you, DC?
The Green Mile, very controversial, but I've actually never seen it.
Oh, okay.
You should, man.
So-
It's worth seeing. Don't ever listen to Multi on it.
I mean,
I
the
guess
funny part,
that's tough.
I mean,
okay.
I think I've only seen like a few clips, but not enough for me to say my opinion. No, it's sad is I actually do have the film, just I don't really want to don't care to watch it. So
That's
fair
a good thing. Don't waste time on that.
No, you
Well,
should.
It's pretty
I
good.
only said that for multi and no, not multi, Cole and Greg, because of the fact that I knew they'd be like, "What? You never seen it?"
No,
But yeah.
it's fine that you haven't, but it's a really good performance by Michael Clark Duncan. You
Oh, wait.
probably remember him as Kingpin from the what's his name, Affleck.
Daredevil.
Yeah, Daredevil, Ben Affleck film. But I thought the film had Tom Hanks, unless that's a different one.
He does. He plays the guard.
Oh yeah. Sorry, just got confused for a moment, but yeah.
I remember enjoying a lot Eyes Wide Shut with a solid 9.5 or 9.7. So for me, that would be S. What about you, Cole?
I'm still just shocked. This is the one Kubrick film you like the most. But anyway, I'd give it a super high A or low S. So, but yeah, I'll give it an S, I guess.
What about you, Gray?
I'm also shocked that this is the one that you like. Fair enough. I like the film. It's definitely a solid film. For me, I didn't quite understand it. I got it a little bit more this last viewing. It's my second lowest A, but it's definitely a solid A.
Okay, so Cole, is it really a S or a A? Because you're really the factor there.
Well, it would either be the highest A or would probably be an S above the holdovers.
Okay, seems fair. Oh yeah, the father S for me, even if I hated this shit. Where would you place it, Cole?
Did you really say you hated this shit?
Yeah.
You see, takes like this is what gives me dementia, like the main character in that film. But anyway, it's S.
Okay, so 2S. I guess Gray. Is it S as well?
So I have it as a solid A. It's about like midway. I think it's a really good film. Amazing performances. I think why it's not an S for me is kind of the rewatch. Like I really don't want to experience it again, but I think it was masterfully done. But yeah, I got it as a solid A.
And now I will sound crazy. The creator is S for me, and I know I'm alone in my boat. Where would you place it, Cole?
I would place it in like C. It's solid, all right for what it is. It has positives, but it's just kind of undercooked. And despite like a lot of the messages and everything it tries going for, it's really kind of feels like a nothing burger under the surface, sadly. But I mean, it kind of looks pretty. It does good enough things where, yeah, it isn't like it's above average kind of.
What about you, Gray? You are the defining factor.
For almost the same reasons that Cole was saying, like it's got a lot of flaws to it, but it's doing something kind of interesting. I just wish they did it a little bit better. But for me, it is above average. I really like the world that they created with it, but I think there's some major plot elements with like the fact that you could plug that stick into any body or whatever. Like he doesn't have to be condemned to die there. Like there's so many plot holes with it. That being said, I give it a B. I liked the world that it created. I just wanted it to be better. It was my pretty low B, but yeah, I don't know where that averages it out to be.
Okay. Next up would be Spider-Man 2002, starting with DC. Where would you place it?
S tier. I put it in S.
And what about you, Cole?
For what film? Sorry.
Spider-Man 2002, the first one with
probably give it an A.
Right.
What about you, Gray? You are the defining factor.
Well, I gotta be honest. I love Sam Raimi films, but this one wasn't my favorite. I had it in a C.
We won C, my friend.
Wait, what? Hold on. Wait, you gave it a C multi?
Yeah, I thought I was alone in that boat.
Okay, but wait,
I'm
hold on.
not.
Wait, how does it go to C though?
Because it's a 6.5 out of 10.
Yes.
So I'm gonna have to go. I didn't realize I was agreeing with Multi here. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to change mine now to at least a B. I can't be in the same category as him.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say anyway. If somebody also gave it an S and an A, though, doesn't it go to at least a B? Like, what is your rating system?
He said he would place it in C, and the only reason why he changes is me, so it goes to C.
No, but what? But
no,
somebody gave it an S. No, but somebody gave it an S, and somebody gave it an A.
Wins. Majority
what do you mean majority wins? That balances out to a B.
And I just told you, I have canceled out that vote. It never actually went for a C. I'm going to have to require you to say your vote first on one of these going forward. But I cannot let this live in a C. I'm sorry, man. I got to go at least a B.
And
then we got SAB.
It did deserve to be there, bro.
It does. What do you mean? Yeah, Multi, could you not do math? If there's 2 C's, an S, and an A, then where would you rank it? At
Like-
least a B, right?
Yeah.
No, majority wins. That's the thing.
But that's not how it works.
We were 2 C's.
That's
My God.
that's not how tier
No,
lists
we
work.
are not 2 C's though.
Multi.
Full Metal Jacket. For me, that was between a B and a A. I can't remember the exact one. Where would you place it, DC?
I haven't seen. I just seen that. I
great.
just seen that amazing clip of the soldiers going, "No!" That's like the only thing I've seen of it.
So Gray.
Does have more to offer than that, but okay, it is kind of an iconic clip. Yeah, I definitely have to give it an A, really solid A. It's up towards the top in mine. I kind of debated whether it's S, so it's kind of right on the cusp for me, but I think that one's an A.
What about you, Cole?
It's a high A film, and don't believe anybody who says the second half is far weaker than the first half. No, they're both.
Believe
They're-
them. They're
Nope,
right.
they're both amazing. All right, they just don't have the brain capacity apparently to watch a film that doesn't have someone yelling for an hour. So
Okay. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. This one I have no idea, so I'll leave it in your ends. Cole and Gray.
yeah, B.
You going B? I don't know. For me, it's like right on the cusp between an S and an A. I don't know why. Something about this just like really affects me. I realize that it might not be nearly as high as it might not deserve that as much. It might be a purely subjective thing that I'm going on this, but for me, it's my favorite Robert Downey and actually Val Kilmer performance too. Shane Black, right? The dude who directed it. It's my favorite one of his. It's the one that I think he actually got right, especially considering the one that he did next, which was, I believe, Iron Man 3. Yeah, I'd be happy with it being an A.
Okay. The Amazing Spider-Man DC. Where would you place that one?
Controversial pick, but I put it in S tier. This is the first one, S tier.
Okay. Cole, where would you place it?
Put it in. Again, I still wish you actually, read my full review of it the last time because I had a lot to say, but
Sorry, bro. Expand.
DC
Yeah.
and only reading like a third of it.
yeah, he got it mixed up with DC, so he read
Yeah.
1/4 of it, and then it was like, oh wait, it's Cole's. So instead of just continuing to read it and being like, okay, this is actually Cole's, and then reading DC's later, he was instead just like, okay, that's enough for both of them. It's like, wait, what?
My brain
Anyway.
was fried, guys,
Yeah, like,
and my
had to
apologies on
post
that.
I had to post a comment saying this for those who actually want my take. This is what my take was. I was like, even
My
him,
brain
I
was
like,
fried,
this
guys.
isn't even
Guys gotta remember, I was working freaking day shift like for the last month ish, and it's
but
been
multi-
8 years. I
multi.
work overnight. You just cannot understand DC. Like,
Okay, anyway, I'll give it a C.
Multi. I even sent you it on Discord, so Cole could have sent you on the chat, and you could have read mine from Discord.
I mixed them up. That's all I got to say to my defense. But yeah, C for you, S. What about you, Gray?
Yeah, I had it as a C initially.
2 C's. Okay, C's
I
be
can
it.
see- I don't like your ranking strategy.
Yeah, like
Well, I actually gave it 8.
Like I'm
So
in the middle.
for me, that would be a B.
saying,
For me,
I
that would be
originally
a B.
gave it a C, and then you decide, okay, it's C then.
Yeah,
Because
it's like
there's
you're
just
forgetting
very
somebody
fair.
gave it
Like,
an
you
S, so
listen.
wouldn't it go up to at least a B?
This
Okay,
is
B.
multi, so
Okay.
it
Okay.
doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, look,
And I
how
was
about
literally,
look,
I
we
was
can
literally
do
in the middle of saying, like, I had this as a C, but I would actually put it a little bit as a low B, but you didn't
Oh,
let me
I
say
low
that
B.
part.
Oh, a low B. Okay, low B. I like that one. Actually, I'm with you, Gray.
Yes, and
I'm-
also
I'm on B as
Spider-Man
well.
2002 would be higher on the B tier because it got a higher percentage, but you wouldn't know
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. There we go. I'm surprised it's a B, Gray, because I'm also a B. So we are on the same page, Gray. Do you want to change yours because we are on the same page?
Okay, you got to say yours first next because I just it doesn't feel right to be in the same tier as you.
Yes, and also Multi. From now on, how about I tell you like where they should rank after everybody says their thing because I can have to actually do the math here. All right.
yeah. Even
Okay.
so, yeah,
Dark Water.
Democracy doesn't use math.
yeah, that's definitely true. Like even I was like 2S, 1C, 1B. Like Chanel like be at least a B or a low B at best. Like, come on, Multi.
So, Dark Water. Did you have time to watch that one, Gray?
I haven't. I was hoping to do that tonight. I watched the trailer for it because I was gonna kind of do another review for it as well. But it looks amazing, and I'm super excited for it. But yeah, I was gonna do that one tonight.
It is amazing. So, like, my grade doesn't really reflect my enjoyment really because of the damn subtitle, but I still think it's a goddamn good movie. So for me, that's S material there. What about you, Cole?
Okay, well, I mean, if you can handle subtitles more often, then I will say there are other Japanese and
No,
Korean horrors.
I hate subtitles. That was annoying. I'm sure I would have liked it so much more if I had a goddamn dub of that one. Like,
Well,
I will admit,
Would you like,
usually I want to understand more the media I consume when I like it. Here I didn't try that much because they got the fucking
God.
subtitles. I did understood parts of it, but I'm sure like I will need to ask Alex and Gray what's their take.
so multi? Would you rather watch a Japanese film that has no subtitles, but you don't even understand what they're saying?
Well,
Or
I'd rather watch movies I can understand without needing to like look on the bottom of my
yes,
screen.
you'd rather watch a shitty English dub version
Hell
of it.
yeah, hell yeah. That's how we do it.
Anyway, I'll give this film like an A, or it's between a high B or low A. I'll give it an A.
Okay, so that makes the average top A like that. Okay. Next up would be The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh
Alright.
fuck.
That's U3 because this one it's too far away in my memory, and I'm scared we will cover it eventually.
Yes, we will.
All right, I'm gonna go first because I think I'm the most positive on this film. Now, Grant, I do think it has a lot of flaws. However, I do think it still has some fun, some originality. So I'm gonna place it low B. I definitely do think if it wasn't for the Tom Holland films, this would probably be the worst. But I still think that there's still enough that are there are fun scenes that I can enjoy. Yeah, even though we can all agree the Green Goblin was a little messy, I still prefer that over what we got in the latest one. And I will admit there are some fun things. I think Electro looks great. The Times Square scenes is great, but I do think that it has a lot of flaws. So I'm placing it low B. But yeah.
Okay, low B for DC. What about you, Cole?
Yeah, so the first one had many issues, but I still kind of enjoyed it somewhat and thought it was at least on par with Spider-Man 3 and such because because of the positives, although the negatives got it. Like it felt like a fucking school skater like highlight montage with just 2000s music version of Spider-Man. Is really cringe, but anyway, kind of enjoyable still. For the second, completely threw all that out the fucking window, made some abomination. This was embarrassing on like every level almost. There are only a few things I kind of enjoyed. Some of the action scenes were kind of all right. Jamie Foxx's character sucked, but his performance, he tried at least. and Andrew Garfield still sort of tried, with some of his scenes, but yeah, I'd give this an E.
Okay.
This one had the rhino in it for a second,
Yeah,
doesn't it? Don't they
it
also
does.
chuck him into it?
Yes, it had Rhino that they teased in the fucking trailer. So then you bought a ticket, and then they teased it for the third film that never happened. Fantastic.
I totally forgot about that. Yes. Yeah, for me, it's either like really high D or really low C. It's not good, but there's a couple little moments that kind of shine to me that I did enjoy in it, but yeah, like you mentioned, Jamie Foxx's performance, he's trying, but God, that character, I really don't like that character, and then the way they chose to kind of execute it. So yeah, I think the more I'm talking to myself, it's a D for me.
Okay. Doom Part 2. For me, that's S. What about you, Cole?
Yeah, so I didn't get to talk about it on the one stream, but yeah, I did enjoy it.
How you
quite
agree
a
with
lot.
Multi as part of it, which is odd.
Yeah, but yeah, it's an incredible film, and it's visually a masterpiece. So yeah, definitely had no pacing issues though. I don't know what
I would
Multi was
argue
on about.
audio is also just like amazing. Everything they do with the sound design, everything with the music.
Oh yeah, I
Audio
agree now.
visual.
Yes,
Yeah.
I would not call it quite a masterpiece. There was definitely room for improvement, and if you read the book, even if with what Denise was doing differently, and like for example, some of the editing in the first act, and then like a couple scenes in the third act was kind of sloppy still, sort of like the first one. And Zendaya still can't fucking act well. I'm sorry. Every character in that film, great acting. Zendaya, she wasn't like terrible or anything, but just like in every other film, just decent. And she's supposed to play a role where it's pretty important for acting to be great, and then she's like the one person in the whole fucking film that is just okay, and it really drags it down in a lot of scenes. Like I'm sorry, she can barely give off that much emotion. Like that's like different than like every other scene in movies she does. Like, and she does like the same two fucking things. She either just like acts quirky or just has a fucking mean face. She's not that great of an actress. Stop fucking hiring her just because she's trendy and has some fucking fashion stuff. But anyway, overall, I would give this an high A.
A.
Yes,
What
I don't
about
understand
you,
the
Andre?
people trying to say this is like the greatest film ever right now, but yes, an incredible film.
Gray, you are next.
Yeah. So I do want to second some of the things that Cole's saying. I do think that like visually this thing is a masterpiece, and the audio in it is just like so amazing. And when you get like one of those IMAX ones, which I think Cole just went to, somehow they just like really tune the bass on those, and you can just like feel it. I think it's a really amazing movie. I understand why Denis Villeneuve, whatever, did a bunch of different. Yeah, Villeneuve, whatever.
Villeneuve.
That's what I said. Yeah, Villeneuve, whatever.
No, Villeneuve.
No, I understand what you're saying. But I understand why he made the choices that he did. But part of making those changes really relies on that Shawnee character. And I agree with Cole. I just got like an okay performance out of her. I don't agree with. I think you said terrible before, and I don't know. It's just okay. I did want more, but I also wanted a little bit more.
No, I agree as well. Just okay. I wouldn't say it was terrible.
All right. But yeah, I also wanted more out of Timothée Chalamet. I think that dude is really overrated. I think there's more of a journey he could have gone on, and I didn't quite get it out of his character. But that being said, everything is just beautiful. So for me, it's still an S, but I have it about midway.
S. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good news.
Yeah, not greatest movie ever, but best movie I've seen this year.
Yeah, I would put it above the
early.
Holdovers. It did have a better percentage.
I agree.
Yeah. I mean, with Timothy, I will just say like the reason why is because he's basically just becoming that like everyman actor for like every role, and like I agree, like he's never really. Like there's only one film so far where I think he's had like an amazing performance, and it was Call Me by Your Name. Like every other film, I wouldn't say he's been like amazing in. Yeah, yes, but however, in every other film he has been in though, besides maybe now Wonka, he's never had a bad performance, and he's always like at worst still very good. So he's like always like the most consistent, and he fits like every role almost that you can ask for. So that's the reason why he's been in so much stuff, and why.
Fair enough. Also,
him for
he's
this.
just hot. Like apparently, like for Wonka, they didn't even like make him audition or anything like that. It was just like, yeah, give him the part.
Yeah, I
He's
can tell.
hot in Hollywood right now.
Okay. I guess we are now Goldfinger. For me, that's IB. What about you, Gray?
Hi B. So it's my only Bond in S tier. I absolutely love this film. I understand it's got flaws, and I understand why people don't like it, but come on, it's the introduction of the Aston Martin. It's so amazing. I love that film. I'm totally S tier for Bond. It is my lowest S tier, but S tier.
Cole, you will break the numbers. What's your thought on that one?
It's staying in A.
Okay. Fair enough, it's staying in A. Okay. Next up would be Dr. No. For me, this is S. Where would you place it, Cole?
How can you put Dr. No in S and Goldfinger in a B?
Because
what about Dr. No worked so perfectly for you?
No, there's no flaws. That's why.
Yeah, that was 10.
Jesus Christ, because there was no flaws.
Where would you place Dr. No?
Yeah, okay, well, you know what? I'm gonna make a film that's just 5 hours of paint dry, and Multi has to give it a 10 because there's no flaws.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, I'm giving this a low B.
Low B for Cole. What about you, Gray?
I actually have it as a high C. It's not my favorite one. There's a lot of flaws. They didn't have the formula yet, but they get on track pretty quick.
Okay. Next up would be Apocalypse Now. This one I can't remember.
How do you not remember?
I remember hating it, but I can't remember the score I gave, so I cannot like say, oh, I would place it there.
You gave it like a 9 or something, I know.
If I gave it a 9, that would be A for me. If I gave it a 9. Gray, where would you place Apocalypse Now?
Sorry, I'm looking at my list. I thought I had it higher than this, but I'm blanking on where I put it. Oh, there it is. I guess I put it right mid in the A's, so it seemed like a really solid A to me. I dig the flick. I can understand why people don't like it.
A wins. We are 2 in A.
Yeah, I think it's behind Darkwater. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so we got DC back.
Yeah.
Spider-Man 2, and now before people get angry at me, I will already say this one for me is low B. What about you, DC?
I'm gonna give it a high A. I think everybody's fine with high A for me.
What about you, Cole?
Sorry, yeah, this is a low S or high A, and I'm gonna give it a low S just to counter Multi's rating.
Well, actually, by placing it in A already, it's already in A. Except if Gray placed it elsewhere. Where would you place it, Gray?
Where did you put yours again?
Low B. So as long as you place it any higher than B, like you guys want.
Do I want to agree with Multi is the problem.
Are you kidding me?
Sadly, I'm going to say that it's not my favorite film. Again, it's Maguire. So this is the 2004 one, right?
Yeah. 2004.
Octopus.
This one you actually get. So this one's Doc Ock, isn't it? If I
Yep.
remember. Yeah. Okay. I did actually like this one. Yeah, I'll go low A.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Right.
think it's
not-
above Usual Suspects. Would put
I
it.
do agree on that. I hated Usual Boring.
It's not boring. I love the how Raimi the Doc Ock thing got. This one I really did enjoy a little bit more than the other two.
Yeah, it took a while for me to like watch it fully when I was younger because I was sidetracked with other things, I think. But when I finally got to fully watch it, I was face palming with why I didn't watch it sooner. But yeah,
There Will Be Blood. For me, that's S because I had no issue whatsoever.
yes, but you hate it.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
I do
Multi.
not understand your rating. It doesn't. Okay, this is what
Multi.
humans would think of this.
Multi,
Yeah.
Multi, you need a better definition of films that you hate because some of these are getting honestly insanely ridiculous.
So,
So,
Gray,
I feel
where
bad
would you
agreeing
place
with
it?
you, but I am going an S as well. But I think it's because it deserves it. It's extremely enjoyable. The performances in it are amazing, one of a kind, and just I love nearly everything about this movie. The music alone is just like so epic. Yeah,
Yes.
I gotta go solid S tier on this.
Yes,
So,
and
Cole,
I'm
even
gonna
if
go.
you disagree, it remains an S. But where would you place it, Cole?
Well, why would I disagree? The only thing I disagree with is what you said, but it's an S, and I think that puts it the highest S because that's 3 S's higher than the others. So
Yeah. Okay, next up would be the Avengers.
God,
Where
I'm
would
just
you
gonna,
place
I'm,
it, DC?
I'm gonna give it an F because I know everyone's gonna disagree.
So
Yes.
before people complain about it, I will say for me this is like middle C.
Ugh.
I went kind of high B. I don't know. I don't hate it, but it's not my favorite thing. Like rewatching it, it's like, oh yeah, this could have been so much better. But fair enough.
yeah, I'll go high B.
Oh, so B wins.
Multi, I gave it an F. You gave it a C.
But there's 2 B's, so B
Yeah,
wins.
I'm pretty sure it
You
would go
think that-
highest C.
Yeah, high
He's
C.
going kind of poker rules, so
High
2 of a
C,
kind apparently
Multi,
beats.
Multi.
Yeah, like if half of the panel agrees on something, why would it be
Yeah,
elsewhere?
but
That's the thing.
so you're saying though, like the others don't matter. You combined it all together,
Dude,
so it's like
I'm a C, man. That doesn't even benefit me. I mean,
yeah, well, it goes highest C overall. So
okay.
it does benefit you.
Oh my god, Multi. Like I
Keep
gave
in
it
mind
an
that's
F.
Cole's suggestion, not mine.
Like Multi, I gave it an F. So it's like it should at least be a C because I gave it an F. So
Okay,
it's like
okay, that's Cole's suggestion there. Next up would be Bruston. This one I can't forget. I did forget, so I have no idea where I would place it. Where are you placing Rustin, Cole?
I'm placing it in low D.
Oh, cool. I like it. What
I
about
thought that was
you?
a little cruel to it. I just wanted so much more out of it. I think there are some okay performances, but not a ton going on. So I had it as a low C, and I thought I was being mean. But fair enough.
Well, I guess this is ID. Next up would be The Money. Do we need to talk about that one, or it goes to F?
I mean, I don't. That's being a little harsh. I mean, but it's definitely not a good movie at all. Again, this really. I do agree with what Alex said. This felt like the director was just capitalizing off of a good idea for a true story for a film, which a lot of them do in Hollywood these days, but didn't actually think it out too well, and it was just lazily done. It could have been done so cool. There's just so many ideas. Like basically, Blackberry is like a good version of Dumb Money. But yeah,
Fact, I agree.
for this, I'd give it a D.
Okay, What about you, Gray?
So I had it ranked my fourth lowest of this season, but that was when you gave me the thing that only went to D. I didn't know that we had an E and an F. I don't think I'd be comfortable putting it not in the E category if we can go beyond D. Just I don't know. It just feels like a failed attempt where they're like trying to parody other movies, and it's like I saw someone do something like this once, and then it's just a poor imitation of it.
Yeah, like you feel nothing from it, you get nothing from it.
Yeah, I don't know why it was a movie, and it sucks because there's some decent actors in it, and it looks like they actually went to some decent trouble, like learning to run and everything. Like, I don't know, I did not like that movie, so yeah, I think I'd go E.
Okay. Iron Man 1, starting with DC, where would you place it?
I'll give it high A.
IA. What would you give it, Cole?
B.
What would you give it?
High
Gray?
A. High A. I dug it, man. Even watching it again, I thought maybe it's not going to hold up, but it's one of the few that really has held up for me. So I dig Iron Man.
So for me, that would be S. So this means IA. Okay.
Okay.
Well, there's two IA and one B and
Yeah,
one S. So I think
Makes
it's fair
sense.
to place
It would
IA.
be. I don't know if it would be higher than like Goldfinger. It'd probably be like second highest, but
Yeah.
Okay, let's swap them. I prefer Iron Man, but let's swap them. Teamwork. Next up would be Rebel Moon. Do we agree it's on a tier of its own?
yeah, so we can just put it in F and move
Actually,
on.
we can create another tier just for.
Oh yes,
Rebel
right.
Moon.
Yes, do it one below, and I
So-
want to just be Z.
I actually have this in a D tier. I don't know. I have hope that it could be okay. The real version of it that's coming out this year.
I
I
have
guess
no
if we're
hope.
only talking about 2023's version. I could see it living in an E, but I don't know. There's supposed to be the rated R version, which is the one that he sold it on. Maybe that's going to be decent. Like it's still going to be called Rebel Moon Part 1. So if we're going with that, I have hope that it could earn that D, but I have a lot below it, like most of the Fast and Furious thing. So I don't know. I would have it above a brand new tier. So I don't know where that averages out to, if that gives it an
Wow.
F or what.
Yeah, that gives it an F.
Unfortunate. Okay.
That's sad. I wanted a
Yeah.
tier of its own for that atrocious movie. Okay.
I have it above Thor Dark World. For me, I would totally watch that over Thor Dark World any day.
No, you are joking.
I mean,
Actually
I mean,
looking
even
forward
though
to it,
I
but
haven't
hey.
seen the film, I am kind of interested in watching it to see if it's really that bad. Which,
You will like it, DC. You like Arrow season 4, so you will like it.
yeah,
Yeah, you like
Um,
Gotham Knights.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I think Cole's a little bit lucky that I haven't seen it, because if I probably watched it
Yes.
and I gave it like a 10 out of 10,
You will,
and
because it's like a dark version of Star Wars, and like of Luke Skywalker. It's a horribly made film, absolute garbage. But just because of that, I'm sure you'll love it.
So
Yeah,
I forgot we covered Dream Scenario, and that was one of my favorite 2023
Yeah, you
movies.
gave it an S.
Yeah, S. So where would you place it, Cole?
A.
What about you?
Yeah, I think it's a low A. So I'd totally be cool with anywhere in the A.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd give it a mid A. I think it's fair.
Actually, above this. There we go. That seems fair. I completely forgot, man. I liked it so much. I think that's the 2023 movie I would most likely rewatch. Or maybe that would
Not
be
even-
I thought it was
Gran
missing,
Turismo.
or Red
Oh.
Rooms.
Red Rooms. Yeah, you're right. Red Rooms.
I thought it would have been Wakanda Forever.
Are you crazy, bro?
Well, I mean,
Okay. Next up would be Iron Man 2. Where would you place it, DC?
low C or high D, one of those two. Probably more so high D.
What about you, Cole?
High D.
What about you, Gray?
I'm looking for it on my list. For some reason, I don't see it on here. I'm thinking it should be in the C category for me, but I'm not seeing exactly where I put it. Yeah, I don't know where I put it on my list.
I also placed it ID, so I think majority wins there because we are like 3 IDs.
Yeah.
Okay.
On my list though, like I didn't delete it, but it's not here. Weird.
Maybe you traded another tier by accident.
I don't even know how to do that.
Okay. Next up would be Ghostbusters.
I have it in D. Sorry.
Oh, you had it in D?
Yeah.
So
I'm so sorry.
everyone is on board. That's the first movie. There's 4 names after it.
Okay.
So next up would be Ghostbusters. The first one.
For me, it's lightning in a bottle. It's just amazing. It's S tier for me.
Agreed. S tier as well. What about you, Cole?
I would give it more of an A, but I'm cool with S.
And DC, did you have seen it? I forgot.
No, I've never seen it. I think I've only watched like once or maybe, but probably wasn't like a long time ago, and I didn't really remember much about it, so I can't really say my opinion.
Yeah, okay. Ghostbusters 2. I remember liking that one almost as much as the first one, so I would say S again.
So are we just doing? So are we doing all the Ghostbusters like up to the latest one just to get them out of the way, or
yeah, that's exactly what we are doing.
Technically, all on the thing. I think it might just be nostalgia for me. I understand there's a lot of flaws with this film. It might just be compared to the other ones, but for me, it's A. It really holds up. I like the whole. I like everything, but that sewer scene is just like amazing. I don't know. For me, it's a solid A.
Yeah.
What about you, Dre? DC. Cole.
Jesus fuck. I'd give it a C.
Oh, that's surprising. Yes. So we got
people don't like it. It's a step down for sure.
We got A and we got C. So that would be like lowest A or ISB.
Well, what did you give it?
S.
Well, then it would be lowest A.
Yeah. Also, mostly just letting you know, for any of the Ghostbusters films, I've not seen any of them, so.
Okay. Can we all place 2016 on its own tier?
Instead of putting it next to the Rebel Moon? So.
Yeah.
No, because Rebel Moon is worse, so no, just put it in F.
Okay. Any objection? Dre?
Yeah, I have it below Rebel Moon on mine. I have it as my 5th.
Oh, so we create another tier. Oh, that's
no.
Cool.
Cole's gonna lose it. Poor Cole. He's gonna lose his mom.
I didn't say that at all. I just said that I have it lower than Rebel Moon. So
yeah, me too. Yes. So let's keep it at F because listen, it's a garbage film, so I'm not going to defend it. But Rebel Moon needs to be on the lowest with whatever film.
Except Zootopia, because that's far worse than Rebel Moon.
This is sad. Wait, I wanted to add that.
You hate Zootopia that much?
Yeah, which the day we cover it, I'm just gonna
I don't think we will, bro.
Maybe you just didn't get the jokes, but the sloth guy was slow.
Yeah, it's like if there's any film that I'm just gonna pull a multi and just go in the negatives, it's Zootopia, Inside Out. Pretty much all the films I consider to be the worst on the top 10 worst films. Which, yes, that also.
I don't like how it's pushing the kids towards furries, but I don't think it's that bad, man.
Yeah, I don't think it's really that bad. I don't know.
Afterlife, for me, that was A. What about you, Cole?
I'd give this high D.
Oh, wow. I sound crazy. Gray, what did you think of Afterlife?
I'm looking for mine. I know I definitely didn't give it a D. I'm slowly looking through my list. I guess I did give it a low A. I don't know.
So
I
that
feel
would
like
be top B.
Multi,
Yeah.
I almost stopped for a second. You said after Earth, not afterlife.
No, Afterlife.
Oh no, he loves Jaden Smith or whatever. He totally would give that a high.
Yeah, he probably would though. That's the funny thing.
Okay. Afterlife sits. It feels right. Either top B or bottom B. I don't know because we are two in A. Mine would be like middle A, while Gray's more like a low A, and there's Cole randomly D. So I think B is fair. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I could totally see that one being a B. It's definitely not a perfect film. I just thought it felt like there was some reverence for those characters, but it felt odd them bringing back Harold Ramis that way.
No, it's completely lifeless. It's bad nostalgia. At first I thought it was just kind of decent, like a low C. Watching Frozen Empire have made it that much worse. Like realizing they have no direction. It's just bad nostalgia tricks.
I mean, you're right. Like, I think I might have ranked it a little bit too high, putting it low A. I forgot about like the podcast character, and yeah, I don't know. I'm more comfortable with it being in a B. But where did you end up with it, Multi?
Same. Well, actually, A like middle A. I mean,
I think I would definitely go a little bit lower now that I kind of thought about a few of its major flaws. That being said, maybe I just liked it because of the one that preceded it, but I don't know. I'm not looking forward to the next one. I've heard nothing but bad reviews. Didn't get a chance to see it. I think that's tonight as well.
Final verdict: bottom B or top C? Because you changed your mind.
I'd be fine with top C.
Top C, okay. So since Cole and I are the only one that have seen Empire, that relies on the both of us. I would place it IB. What about you, Cole?
Fucking high. This is an E, the lowest of E's as well.
So that means
God
C.
damn. That means no.
C.
That means top D.
I mean, yeah, I guess D's works. It's just that Multi now it's like you say you has some film in S, yet Cole says something in F. You're gonna put it at like D, and even though it's kind of
only two. It's only us two, and like my B would be like maybe I or middle. I don't know, but it's bottom E for him. So yeah. That's the thing. Spider-Man 3. Before I trade drama again, I will say that one for me would be D.
I
hate to agree with you, but I got a D as well.
I'm gonna put it high B. I put it high B. It has flaws, but I think the music and it's still fun. You know, it's meant to be it's still fun for me to still watch. Like still a masterpiece compared to the latest Spider-Man film. So I put it a high B at best. It still has its flaws. I do think it still fails in some aspects, but I think high B is fine.
Cole, where would you place Spider-Man 3?
Well, not really. I agree that it isn't as bad as people said, despite the studio butchering it and Venom being a dumbass and everything. But not as much. But yeah, I'd give this like a low C. I'd give it. So it would probably go in low C.
Yeah. Well, we are two at saying it's D.
Yes, but a B and a C. So what do you think? Your math is just fucking god.
It just feels wrong. It would be there.
Two of a kind versus whatever the high card was. The high cards don't matter. Just the two of a kind.
Multi, I expected better from you, man.
No,
The
I don't.
beekeeper. I
This
will.
is the Quebec education system.
The beekeeper. For me, that would be IB. What about you, Cole?
High B?
Yeah.
Wow.
I gave
What
8.5, so that
The
would be
fuck
IB.
did you see in this film?
I think Cole now needs therapy after it.
This is a high E.
So that would be
C at best.
Gray.
think I-
Where would you place it?
So I just thought it was like a deeply, deeply generic film. It's kind of like a weird take on John Wick, but not executed the greatest. Some of the action scenes were okay. Some of them were kind of horrendous with the way that they were kind of shaking the camera and everything. To me, I think I'd go high D, but I don't know. Do I want to change it from your high B? Yeah, okay, I'd go high D. So wherever you want to put it in there.
Yeah, and by good action scenes, you mean all two of them, right?
Yeah, then there's other ones where like just all of a sudden like I'm thinking like the SWAT team battle right in front of the building. It just I don't know. Some of it was horrible. Some of it looked kind of cool. It's a real mixed bag.
Are we all in the same page when it comes to Fast 10?
F here.
You're lucky I didn't see it, Multi. I did not see it, so you're lucky.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say any of the Fast and Furious films are like garbage, like absolute garbage, but I would say a lot of them are fucking terrible or bad. This is another one of them. This was terrible.
That
but
was
since
the first one.
Yeah, since you both said F for it, though, we can keep it in high F.
Okay.
I did S tier. Mine was this is just no. I didn't know that we could go to F again when I did this, so I have it in D. I don't know. I don't think I'd quite go F. I've got a few that I have lower than that.
All
So I
right,
guess I go
so
E for me.
that would make it an E then. So
Yeah.
because 1D, few Fs, that will make it an
Well,
E.
no, it's two E's, I believe, and one F, but
Yeah. So
All right,
sounds
so
right. Okay. Iron Man 3.
D,
Uh
D, instant D.
E for me, D for DC.
Yeah,
Cole.
so oddly, I agree with both of you. Sorry for talking over you, Cole.
Yeah, so Cole, where would you place it?
wait, what did you guys give it?
I gave it a D.
D.
I gave it a D.
Wait, so all of you gave it D's.
Well, actually, EDDs.
I-
Echo, Delta, Delta.
Okay, well, I'll give it a high C, and I don't know what you got. Like, I understand the flaws with it, but good fucking lord, like it's as a film, it's still kind of well made and it has its good moments. So I mean, I understand like thinking it's not why
It's
you
such a
didn't
mixed
enjoy
bag,
it.
though. Like because it's Shane Black again, which I put Kiss Kiss Bang Bang like in my S tier. I want to love this film, but I don't know, man. Like I hate the twist with the Mandarin, like, with a passion, and
Yeah, and then
I mean,
you had
it's just done so poorly. But I can understand why people like it. Like I can't tell you every reason why I think Kiss Kiss Bang Bang's an S tier. Like for me, it just connects. I can.
yeah, I
totally
mean, I agree with you,
Yeah.
but again, just the positives though are still there to me. Like it's like you compare it to like Iron Man 2, and it makes Iron Man 2 look like the most lifeless film ever to me. So I mean, I'm not disagreeing that it isn't like a good film, but I don't think it's like bad or anything. I'm more so just like surprised you thought it's on the same level as like the fucking Beekeeper, but you know.
I
Uh,
had the Beekeeper a little bit higher. Like I had, yeah,
Oh god.
yeah.
yeah, it's because we don't
You know,
think
I'm
about
looking
it.
at this. I also had another one a little bit above that, and I don't think that's right. I think Cole's won me over a little bit. I think I'd go up one in my rating on this. It's not the worst out there, and yeah, I do think I would have it above the Beekeeper. I think I was wrong with that.
Well,
Okay.
at least Gray's willing to admit some of his mistakes, at the very least, unlike Multi.
Well, it is Shane Black. What it does correct, it does really well, but yeah, it definitely has flaws.
Okay, so the next one, I will get over it in a sec. Okay. I guess the next one will be El Conde. I gave it a 10, even if I hated the shit. What would be
Fuck.
your grade? Cole?
Multi. How can you? If you hated it that much, shouldn't you put it in like a D, E, or an F tier? You don't
No,
put.
because I know it's a good
I hate
movie.
it. It's
I
perfect.
just hated this.
Yes,
this
but you can
experience.
balance it out more at least.
No,
Like lower it by
no.
2, give it a B.
Yeah, like, oh,
So, Cole, where would you place it?
B, low B.
Multi.
What about you, Gray?
I have it as a low A. There's some amazing shots in this. The black and white is just so amazing, and then
Good.
such brilliant imagery, like especially when she's flying and everything. But it's not a perfect film.
Okay,
I think
I
the way
actually think
they
it goes in
handle-
low A.
Yeah.
For stylistically and beauty of just what he has in the frame, like I think it has to be an A. But there's some issues with the script and everything, and the whole idea of taking very famous people and making them vampires. I don't know, it's a little weird, but I think it's solid.
Okay. Next up would be No Country for Old Men. Another S I hated. Cole,
My-
where would you place it?
Multi.
You are allergic to quality.
Yes, I'm more so surprised this time of how you could fucking hate this film. Like, what enjoyment didn't you get out of it?
Honestly, I think
It's an
he has a-
objectively good movie. I just hated the experience. I
don't get how.
But Multi, just say you didn't have the best experience, but that doesn't mean it makes.
It's a good movie. I just hated the experience again.
Hey, Charles.
Hi.
Oh, hi,
If
Charles.
you hate a movie, but you think it's flawless, like, do you think
Yeah,
that makes
That's
sense?
impossible.
Or
It does.
No.
yeah,
For me, it does.
They're contradictory.
For me, it does make sense. So, Charles, you see the chaos right now. So, we are doing a tier list of every movies we covered this season on the podcast. So we will
Charles.
get your input on what we did so far.
No,
like-
you don't
Charles-
have to go through like 30 films.
No,
man.
no, I
No,
agree with that.
Charles.
Hey, Charles. No
Charles,
Country for Old Men. You've seen that one, right? The
Yes.
I think 2007 or
Mhm.
Yeah.
something.
Coen Brothers film. Yes.
Where
Yeah.
would you place
Charles,
it?
It's
You're right
probably
there.
best that you, Charles. It's probably best that you did not join because hearing some of
No.
Multi's takes are honestly even making me go insane. Me and
I
Cole,
got the best movie things. What are you talking about?
You can't make Will go insane. It's okay.
So, what is the movie that you don't like but is flawless?
There's
No
a lot
Country
of
for Old
them
Men.
actually, so I can
Uh,
name them already. No Country for Old Men. What The Father? Well, actually, The Father. Maybe I had The Father. I had issues with it, but it was near perfection.
Yeah,
Oh, There Will Be
Angel's
Blood.
God,
There Will
God.
Be Blood. Angel Egg. What else?
Princess
Everything at this
Mononoke.
point.
The
hate the
Vanishing. Well,
holdovers.
Princess Mononoke. I actually had an issue with it, but I still liked it.
Oh God.
Yeah, but that's
Oh,
what the other tiers are
Shawshank
for.
and Green Mile. He also completely hated, but thought
Yeah,
they were.
I
Wait.
Yeah.
So
Green Mile.
Shawshank is A, but
the guys
Oh
made him
God.
drop.
no.
Honestly, I think Gray and Cole are
Group
better
rating,
off hearing
bring things down.
some of my worst takes and not having a complete meltdown because at least I give reasons as
So-
to why I didn't like a film.
Well,
Yeah.
if I didn't like, I didn't like. I mean, it doesn't mean it's a bad
But
movie.
Multi,
No.
How is
Multi,
Amazing Spider-Man in a B
10 out
column?
of 10
Wait a
hated.
minute.
Multi, you have a different definition of liking a film
I can-
and
I
disliking
can-
a film.
I can like a bad movie, right?
But
But
that's
I can
called,
also dislike
that's called
a good
like,
movie.
liking a bad movie is called a guilty pleasure.
But
you can
I
say
feel
it
like
like
there's
that,
the same
that
thing
way-
in reverse. If a guilty pleasure exists, then I need to find a term for the reverse.
Okay, but Multi, there's something that people do with that, all right? Like with a guilty pleasure, they still give it a low rating. They don't fucking give it
I
like
do.
a 10. All right.
I do, guilty pleasure do have low score, like Argyle, which
sorry,
is
sorry,
one of
sorry.
the
No, I said they
two
don't
next
give it
ones.
not. I said they don't give it not a low score. I'm saying, but all right, but they do give it sometimes higher ones at times, like a 3 or something instead of a 1. You can do the same thing with this. All right, if there's a film you think is flawless, but you hated the experience, then there's something called like
It's
an
S.
8,
It's
an
S
8
because
or a
it's
7.
it's me that
Yeah.
just didn't connect with
God.
it. So yeah,
Multi.
that's the big debate. So Charles, where would you place No Country for Old Men?
It'd be S,
Okay, what about
but I
you,
enjoy
Cole?
it.
Oh my god.
The best response, but I enjoyed it. I like your response. So Cole, where would you place No Country for Old Men?
S, and just fucking hell.
3S. Okay. Gray, where would you place it?
Yeah, S and enjoy it very much. So.
Okay, so I guess it's S.
And
So-
enjoyable.
Because we all accepted it's S, I suggest we bump it up to like the top of the chain there.
Yeah, it's top 2 at least.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
We will ask
Good
Charles,
year for film.
above or underneath there will be blood.
I have not seen There Will Be Blood, so there's that.
Okay.
It's
so-
a really good one. You should. If you like No Country, it's
Okay.
same year. Good time.
And milkshakes.
There are aplenty in that film.
Okay, next up would be Age of Ultron. Sadly, this one I will pass on that one for me because it's been too long. I haven't seen it. Charles, is it fresh enough in your memory so you could place it somewhere?
Sure.
Yeah, it's also fresh in my memory. Despite I have seen it like many years ago, but it's still fresh in my memory.
The problem I have is I'm putting your tiers up with the things that are within those columns, and it's making my head hurt.
Mistake.
Charles,
You're gonna get swept into the game where it's like, wait, but Multi gave this an S. Do I have to? Try and give up.
anyways,
Uh,
my grade for it.
Well, we were asking Charles first.
Well,
Charles,
all right, so
you go first.
Considering the columns, the original Avengers is it C?
Yeah,
That
Nice.
was because I didn't like that movie.
he
And
placed it in F, and
Most of the boards are compromised.
most of the board said C, but he placed it in F, so that's what happened.
All right, so I'll put it in C.
Okay, you'll put it in C. Okay, so you'll put it in C. So Cole, where would you place that one?
Which one?
Age of Ultron.
Avengers 2.
I'd put it in D.
Okay. What about you, DC?
It's gone.
Oh,
We've got no DC. I didn't even notice. I'm such a bad host.
Me neither. I
Yeah,
didn't notice.
I will speak instead of DC since he can't. I think DC is going to give this an F, but it was less entertaining than the original Avengers. I didn't like what they did with Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver or whatever. I don't know. It was okay. I think I have it as like a low B.
Low B. So we got DCB. So right now it stands at C. So like DC will really make it somewhere. So DC,
The devil.
yeah.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Yep.
Where would you place Age of Ultron?
I would place it high D.
So there's two D's. So I guess this go ID like that. I think.
Yeah.
Fair
Oh
enough.
yeah, Charles. We forgot to tell. So Multi is doing a new type of ranking thing. It's kind of like poker style. So even though somebody could have like a high card, if there's two of a kind, apparently that wins out usually. So it's
Oh.
interesting.
Well, even if we average it, like we got two D's, so that would
Yes,
be
but
low
what
C.
else?
A C and a B. So I guess that would remain in C.
Yes, like that's how you do math, Multi.
I
Yeah,
suck at
Charles.
nuts.
About
I suck at
about
nuts.
this.
I admit it. I cannot be perfect, you know.
Yeah, Charles. Multi for some reason doesn't even know math, so it's like if we
Yeah,
put
well, I don't think they taught them in Quebec, sadly.
They do, but they suck at it. So here we are.
Well, you need to know math how to score hockey. 1, 2, 3.
True.
Yeah, exactly. But this is when we get decimal, like 3.5. It's like, no, bro.
Yeah, well, actually, I don't think they can do that since Nordiques aren't there anymore.
No, Zika. This one, I will be honest. I think I gave like a 9. So that would be A for me if I really gave a 9.
I want to know what the number to letter translation is because my head hurts.
I don't know. For me, this is my fourth highest in the S category. I just love this film. I can understand why people don't. To me, it's just like damn near flawless. And then the fact that they've got, the one and only Picard as Lieutenant Ipa. I can't remember exactly his name, but yeah, that's just awesome. I really love it. Sir Patrick Stewart is amazing, and it's S tier for me.
Okay, and you, Charles, have you seen?
I have not.
Okay. Well, I highly recommend. I hate subtitle, but this one I kind of accepted it had subtitles.
So wait, Monty. So what's the difference of a film if the film you just said because it had subtitles you were fine with, but what's the difference if the other film has subtitles?
Well, sometimes I just cannot
Why
connect as well.
Subtitle one, man. These are all
Monty.
I still had valid issues. That's why it was a 9.
On the dubs, like you should find the dubs.
I suck at searching stuff on the internet, bro.
We can tell you couldn't find Angel's Egg even though it's on YouTube.
Oh, really? Damn.
Yes, and come and see. Like,
Damn. If I knew. Anyway, Cole, where would you place that one?
Nausicaa, A.
Oh, so we are 2 A's, but Dre placed it in S. So I guess following Guy's metric, it's low S.
Well, low S or high A depends.
High A. Okay, high A.
Yeah, high A.
You don't even want to debate it? Okay. Jesus.
Damn subtitles.
Yeah, I hate subtitles. But I'm sure without it, I would still have liked it, but I would have remembered it better.
So the fact that you have to read it?
He complains about subtitles and reading it, but he says it doesn't affect it, but all he does is just trash it for having subtitles.
My God, Multi, you need a better definition of trashing, that's for sure.
Next up would be The Incredible Hulk. And let's shock a bit, Charles, with asking to DC first. Where would you place The Incredible Hulk, DC?
I'm gonna place it S tier. I think it's the best MCU film because it actually captures the Hulk character right.
It does.
Yeah, it does.
Do you remember Edward Norton?
It literally makes him a guy who's running from the government. That's literally the whole point of the character.
Yeah, got that right on the surface. But I think there's more to it than that they failed at.
And then Charles is wondering what did he walk into?
I'm still trying to read all the columns. Like I'm intrigued and
Charles, he also
none
gave
of them
Amazing
make
Spider-Man 1 and 10.
Yeah, plus Charles, I would even say Home Alone's like one of the worst movies of all time, the original one. So
wait, where is it? Is it on there?
No.
Apparently,
I'm
it's just
letting
idea
you
of
know
the worst film ever.
I'm just letting you know some of the hot takes I can give. Like Home Alone 1, the original, one of my top 5 worst movies of all time. But even then, I'm not gonna go on and use a multi and not give my reasons. I actually do have reasons. So even then, yeah.
Well, if I hate an experience, that's a reason. But again,
but then if you hate the experience, you'll still give it a 10.
Right. That's definitely not flawless. There is a flaw to you, at least.
Yeah, like if you ask me what my problems with Home Alone are, is the fact that the tarantula, how some of the scenes are way too stupid.
Tarantula, I forgot about that.
Hey, it's one of the worst parts.
No, you're right. You're right.
It seems a little bit more thought out rather than
It's
like
a personal gripe.
I mean, another issue I have is I do think that pizza scene where the pizza delivery guy is like, shouldn't that be a little bit more? Shouldn't something like that? Like, wouldn't he at least call the police on that house?
Wait, what? For what?
For
The,
like,
the shooting.
yeah, like that.
Give you the count of
Isn't
10.
that like,
That's a nitpick, but you know, you have your reasons. It's
yeah.
fine.
At least unlike Multi, at least I'm giving my reasons as to why something is
No,
flawed.
Malty's given his reasons too. It's just it's usually the same 5 ones, you know. Like the thing I don't get the most about it is that he doesn't do
That's
that.
not an
with
issue.
films
Well,
that he
actually,
hates.
I hate to read, but I will not take it against the movie. I will still hate the movie, but
yes,
like,
but this is
I
the
won't
issue
say-
with it though. Is
because
that
the movie. So what I will try to explain here is their subtitle. It can still be a 10 out of 10, but I
Clearly.
hated the experience because there were subtitles.
That,
But
Yeah, 'cause-
again,
that puts it in.
that's a
8.
10 out of 10.
Anatomy of a
Because-
Fall subtitles. Oh wait,
Yeah,
you
but
speak
he
French.
knows
Well, actually, I
You
speak French.
Never mind.
So I
never
wasn't.
mind.
Yeah,
so
I
you
speak
do. It's
French.
just fine.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
I that movie, man, I truly liked it a lot.
Silly.
yeah,
me.
imagine if you could read subtitles, how many other movies, you know?
I didn't need to read the same subtitles with Anatomy of a Fall. That's the thing. I don't need to read them.
You just got the dubs of some of these.
Yeah, not Mononoke, Angel's Egg.
All of them I could not find, but I suck at searching. So
I can't. Make,
Okay, but
wait,
here's
what's in
the
between
thing.
Dark
Hulk and
Water.
holdovers?
All right, so you don't do that with films, though, because it isn't like an objective issue. You say it's a personal thing.
Mm.
Yeah.
However, then why do you do not funny, not funny? That's personal humor.
Other people can also point out the humor, you know? Like
I don't get this.
other people can also point out the humor. Like Alex and I shared that on Drive Away Doll. The humor didn't work for us.
Yes,
So-
that's personal.
Yeah, and he didn't take off points for that, but you
I
did.
did.
because Not funny,
I
not
did.
funny, not funny.
Yeah.
You're asking what's in between Hulk and holdovers. That's the original Ghostbusters.
Oh, thank
yeah.
you.
Oh God.
So okay, so Charles, you are second on after the incredible take of DC. Where would you place Hulk?
The original, the
2008 one, the one that
Yeah,
was too
with
dark
American
to-
History.
Edward Norton
yeah.
one.
yeah
with Abomination
With
at the
Tyler
end.
as well.
D.
Okay, D. So the average so far would be B. Right in between. So Cole, where would you place it?
E.
D like
Thought
Delta?
I was being hard on it.
Now, E.
E, okay. E like Echo. Okay. So it drops again.
Yeah, E like the size of Andy Signor.
Gray, where would you place it?
So I had it in a D. I could understand
Another
it
D.
being kind of a low D.
Okay, and for me that would be E. So it drops again.
We all know why everybody gave it poor ratings. We all know why.
Why?
Just because I gave it an S, and I think it's the
No,
best.
has
no,
nothing
because
to do with
it's
it.
a bad film.
It
I'm
has
sorry.
nothing to do with it.
You.
So I will explain again. Well, not again, but I will explain. So for me, that was a 4. I remember giving a clear 4 to that movie because we covered it like a month ago. And for me, 4 sits at E, like Echo. That's why I placed it in Echo. So it's not because you placed it in S that I was like, oh, let's drag it down. I just like, yeah, that's just a bad movie.
It was within a couple months of Iron Man, and I think just like I don't know the juxtaposition between like where they were trying to go with both of those. I'm really in the Iron Man camp, but you know, RDJ for life.
Indeed.
Saltburn, I think I gave like a 9.7 or 9.5, but I hated this movie again. So for me, that's still a S. Have you seen Saltburn?
I
Charles?
hated it.
You haven't? Okay.
No.
Dre, where would you place it?
So I've got it as like a middle C. There's some things that it does really well, and then there's some things that I'm not a fan of, and a lot of it's kind of the story. But It's beautifully shot. And for me, it's like a mid C.
And Cole, where would you place it?
B. It has its issues. People either really hate on it or really suck it off. I don't get either. I think it's more in between.
It's a
Alright.
love-hate relationship.
Above or underneath Priscilla?
Underneath, definitely. I'd put it underneath, honestly, a lot of these, but you know. But I know
Underneath-
you gave it a fucking S, so even though you
Yeah.
hated it, so
Yeah. Okay. Does that seems fair for you, Gray?
Sure.
Really?
I had it lower than that, but
Okay.
Committee.
There we go. Next up, May December. That's actually a S rank I liked. So
wow,
this one,
surprising.
I actually liked
Only-
it a lot.
Only 1 hour and
No,
55
actually,
minutes.
not
in,
really, like-
do we actually reach an actual S tier that he
well,
actually
I-
likes?
no,
And that is
like,
actually
No,
flawless.
to my
Wait, all of
defense,
these he didn't like?
no,
I know, I've never seen
Most
it.
of them.
I've
No,
never seen
no,
it,
no.
so yeah.
So to correct DC, the current S we got that I actually liked would be Anatomy of a Fall, The Iron Claw, Eyes Wide Shut,
Sex.
and
You didn't
That-
like
Princess
Dune,
Mononoke. Oh, Dune as well. Princess Mononoke, but Princess
but you
Mononoke
didn't like
I
the
would have.
holdovers.
Oh, Old Over as well. So actually, most of them I actually like them genuinely. Anyway, May December. As for me, where would you place it, Cole?
High A.
IA and Charles. Have you seen
Definitely.
May December?
It's not
Yeah,
available here in the UK yet. I've heard pretty good things about it though. But no, I did not enter a score.
And Gray, have you
Oh,
seen
God.
it?
No, sadly, I haven't seen it either.
So I guess that stays on top of A. Okay. Uh,
You have a lot of
Multi-
2023 movies in this tier.
yeah,
Kind
that's
of
the thing. Like every year, we usually around like February, March, we try to do marathons where we try to have as many movies of the previous year. So, like this year, 2024, we covered lots of 2023 movies. So that's what happened. That's why we have so many 2023 movies. Like, for example, next year around like January, February, we will have a lot of like 2024 movies. I still try to plan a lot of 2024 movies throughout the year, but like there's a big gap early in a year that we cover the one we didn't cover previously, basically. So the goal is to watch as many as possible, so we have an idea of like who can win what in the awards and such. That's the idea of it. So yeah, that's why there's so many 2023 movie. Anyway, where? Oh yeah, the
That being said,
Godfather.
even though we watched so many 2023 movies, how many did you get right in your Oscar predictions, Multi?
5.
No,
I
even
suck at
lower than
predicting.
that because like 2 of them were the short, so you got like 3 right, and he was the lowest on there.
Yeah. Okay. I guess. Anyway, the
No
Godfather.
subtitles though, to be fair.
Yeah, F subtitles. I A subtitles. The Godfather, another S. Actually, no, I would place
Wait,
it
you're
in
talking
A,
about that
but
Boy of Heroin. Boy of Heroin. You skipped one, didn't you?
yes, it's
The
on
boy
border, but
in
we
heroin.
But Monte, I thought you hate the Godfather movies
I
because of
do.
how long they were.
I can't
I
wait to
do.
register my vote for that one.
Anyway, okay, so
He
Boy
hates
and Aaron, I guess. Charles, have you seen the Boy and the
Nope.
Aaron?
Nope.
Okay. Cole, I can't remember if I gave a 7 or 8. Do you remember? You have better memory.
No, I don't. You probably
Okay.
gave it like a 7 because you hate quality.
I felt like I was giving it a low score before, and I have it as like a mid A. So I don't know. I got a feeling you're going to rank it lower than that, Multi.
So
Yeah, because he's
Cole-
multi-time we talk, so yeah.
Cole, where would you place it? Mid A for Gray. Cole, where would you place it?
High A.
I A, and me, if it's a 7, that means I C.
So
that
it'd be
means-
lowest
so-
A probably.
Top B
highest
or
B.
lowest A.
Yeah.
But because I'm not sure, because maybe I actually gave 8, we'll place it in low A. Because if I gave 8, then that would be like low B. So I can't remember the exact grade I gave, but I guess low A. Okay. Next up.
Okay, so you have your justification for this one, Multi.
The
Yeah,
Godfather.
you hate it, but how high does it get?
For
Oh,
me,
no.
that was A, because I remember giving a 9 to the first one. So that would be A for me. But I still hated this shit a lot.
Wow.
Fucking
Yeah, yeah, Charles. I think you were better off hearing my hot takes than Multi's, because at least mine, even you could somewhat understand. What Multi, even I don't understand.
So okay, Charles, where would you place the first Godfather?
S.
S. Okay. So
yeah, this is an
goes-
S.
Okay, 2S. So it's officially low S for now. Gray S as well.
Yeah, I'd either go like really low S or really high A. I think to join the group, I'll go low S.
Okay, so I guess this is like more middle S. There we go.
And then
Uh,
S for the second as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna go S plus plus.
Yeah.
Absolute S.
For me, that was
For
like
me, it's better than the first.
Yeah.
for me that was like either a low B or a IC.
What the fuck? Okay, yeah.
Are you talking about
S
the drink
plus
you have in
plus
front of you?
plus.
Yeah, and yeah, I've never seen any of the Godfather films.
But
so-
I had issues with
Let's
that
start with
one.
the
A
third
lot
one.
more issues.
What
I-
issues with the second one?
I can't remember my notes, okay,
Pacing,
but
and
I
then
had
not
issues.
funny, not funny,
Pacing
not
was one of
funny.
them.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Pacing,
cat aim.
characters. That's what I remember. Pacing and characters, but I
Yeah,
can't remember.
okay,
exactly
yeah,
how many.
this is the other thing. He remembers no characters in any films.
Well, I remember the girl when she was throwing me dishes. That was like my favorite scene in the trilogy.
You know, the
You know that one trilogy about throwing the dishes?
age-old mobster classic, throwing dishes.
I also like when he gunned down his brother and then he
Oh my
told everyone
God.
he didn't. That was actually fun.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
was at the end of the first one, I think.
But I
think
think
it
both
was
of
the
those are the first
second.
one. The dishes, I think, is the first one, and the gun down his brother. Who gunned down whose brother?
Yeah, don't you
the
mean
main
like
character gunned down his brother, I think.
gun down? But what it would be in the second? But wouldn't that be like the first? You mean like at near the end? But he
Yeah,
wasn't
near
gunned
the end.
down.
This
Well, he
is
wasn't gunned
multi-top. This is
down.
mul-
He was
thi-
choked with like
Anyway,
wire.
these three
Do
movies
you
are a
know-
blur, man. My favorite was the third one.
Yeah, I think you
That's the only one I did.
combined. I think you combined the last scene where he in the back of the car with the stream wire to the other scene where that guy was shot down in the first. I think you combined them.
I can't remember. We so basically, Charles, to introduce you to what happened, we had these three movies the same week, and I had never seen these
Hey.
movies before.
Just a bit of advice as somebody who does streams. Maybe not so much homework every week. There's at
We're
your
working on it.
at your
But
lowest.
Yeah,
This is the
we're
week
still
that
trying to
stepped
get
up.
him to just do 4 movies per week,
Yeah.
which we're still arguing with.
Yeah, that's a lot. It's a lot
Yeah,
to.
stick
becomes-
to 4.
Yeah, it
multi
becomes
four.
work.
Stick to
It
four,
becomes work, and you
multi.
start hating it.
Yeah,
I
that way.
enjoyed it. Look, I liked the other movies that week.
not
I
just
just
about
hated
me,
the
though.
Godfather trilogy.
If everybody else is saying something, like, hey, if you want to look at it as poker rules as well, it's more than like 3 of a kind.
Just straight flush.
Yes, let's keep it to 4 movies per week, multi.
4 or
including the
5.
deep-
Separated
No,
into
4.
streams.
4. Listen, we said we were lower.
Nobody else said
5
or
to
5.
6.
4
Yeah.
4 films is fine. Like maybe
Yes.
occasionally, once in a while,
You don't
5
even watch
movies,
them,
but 4
we
weeks
see.
for 4 movies.
Yes,
Four
listen,
movies.
because
If it's
multi.
a
Listen,
random
with
number,
your
how can you
theater.
watch them?
Yes, with the theater thing, multi. All right, I get you say it's a bonus fifth, but majority of the time they're gonna watch that theater thing, especially because we're already covering the films before.
So we
Like
can
for
cover
example,
it. That's fine.
yes,
If they
yes, but
already
for,
see it, that's fine.
yeah, yes, but then it's not a bonus thing. It's gonna be a fifth thing for many weeks. Like for example, the Planet of the Apes movie coming out. We're watching the 3 newer ones before it, and obviously Gray and them will too. So then, of course, they're then going to see it in theaters too. So then in that week, it isn't a bonus. You don't have to watch. You're obviously going to watch it. So it's a fifth. And that's pretty much what the majority of weeks he wants to put the fifth movie for. So, Multi, we can keep it to 4. All right. I DM'd you the full schedule where I made it work in the same amount of time. All right.
Also made one where sometimes we have 5.
Multi.
Yeah, no. Keep it to 4.
Yeah, so the thing I do every Halloween with the much bigger YouTubers, we have a 31 movies that we cover on the 31st. We know that a year in advance. That's 60 weeks to watch 31 movies. So that's one every 2 weeks technically.
And those are professional guys.
Yeah,
but the other
top
thing
two,
is
not me.
The other thing, already, like most people have a huge advance over me on movies because, like, outside of this podcast, I was seeing some movies here and there, but like there's a lot of classics that I've never seen, like a lot.
Yeah, but don't make it work. If you're like shuffling, if you're putting it into this shuffle where it's like, oh, I've got to get this done in a week with these 3 other movies that I have to get done in a week, it becomes laborious, and you're losing the essence of why people enjoy these movies, especially if you don't like subtitles. Like that's a really big hump to get over.
This I agree. The damn subtitles were driving me nuts. I was so tired to read these damn subtitles. Anyway,
but Multi should just. Never mind, you can just go on because it's so hard to now talk.
Are you back or gone, DC? Because there's a comment saying,
I thought it would be gone. I thought it would take a while.
Okay.
I thought it would take a while, so yeah.
Okay, so we will grab a Marvel movie because I know you've seen most of them. So
yeah, I've seen all of them. Yeah.
First Avenger, where would you place it, DC?
What? Captain America: First Avenger. Oh, yeah. I put it high D.
Okay, ID. Charles, where would you place the first Captain America?
B, high B.
IB, cool. IB.
Also, Multi, I think I'm gonna have to go for a while. So, if you want, we can just speed up with the Marvel movies. And also, don't forget the first Halloween. Okay. I have seen the first Halloween as well.
Well, it's
1978 or 2018.
The 78, but it's not in this list. That was like season 3, bro. You're a season up.
I see it. It's down there.
Yeah,
it's the 26. That's
all of the Halloweens are on there, aren't they?
No, yeah, I mean 2006, 2009.
Oh, the posters from 1979, 8.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think that's what's tripping me out is he used that same poster for all of them. But
yeah, that's the one I found. Anyway, so we will speed through the Marvels one. So Charles, you said IB, right?
Captain America: First Avenger. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
go solid on that as well.
IB. Yeah, okay. And you, Cole, where would you place the first Captain America? Cole?
He's muted.
Yeah. I think Cole.
No, sorry. I thought I unmuted. Okay, yeah. Sometimes when I try to click unmute, it like double clicks for some reason, so it mutes me.
Okay, so I'm not the only guy. That makes me feel better.
Yeah, well, it's been happening recently with my laptop. I don't understand why, but anyway, for the first one, I probably give it like a high C. It is kind of wasted potential in a lot of areas, but there's still a lot of it that I enjoyed.
And for me, that was S. So that would make it top B. Because there's 2B, 1S, 1C, and 1D. So I think it looks fair there.
A score out of 10, what would you give it?
If I remember correctly, that was a 9.5. I only had 2 issues with it. So 9.5.
That is an A, Multi, not S.
No, for me, that's something S. That's... For me, S is 9.5, 9.7, 10. A for me is 9.
What about 9.3?
I don't have 9.3. It's 9,
How do you not
9.5,
have
9.
that? Your
Because I
brain
don't.
thinks in specific numbers.
Yeah,
Yeah, he doesn't.
it's
Yeah,
easier
he
for me
doesn't
to
even
keep
know.
track. You know, it's
Noted.
easy for me to keep track.
My
He takes
God.
off a quarter point for each thing. Like if there's a joke that he finds not funny, that's a quarter off.
Yeah,
Negative,
exactly.
negative
Except if
15.
it's only one joke in the entire movie, then it's just 0.3. But yeah,
Well,
Winter
Nobody can not account
Soldier.
Is he breaking your brain now too?
It was broken when I got here.
yeah.
Winter
Yeah.
Soldier. Starting with Charles, where would you place Winter Soldier?
S, but I don't know what scoring means anymore.
I would also place it in S. So there are two S right now.
Yeah, I got a solid A on that one. I really like Winter Soldier.
All right.
A Cole, where would you place it?
High B. It is a very good film. I do think it is kind of overrated though by people,
Yeah.
but it is still one of the best MCU films though, and very good. But I do prefer films like honestly the first Guardians, Civil War, and other ones over it. But you know,
And DC,
I
you are
put-
last.
I put it high C, and here's why. I know it's a hot take, but I just feel like this film just kind of at times did some unnecessary things, like why change Black Widow's hair, why introduce Falcon, a character we just met, instead of developing him. I do feel like there were some aspects that were forced. There were some plot conveniences throughout the film because most MCU films need that plot convenience issue. I
What
do
was
hate
the
how
plot convenience you had? I'm wondering. Because I'm good at
I
pointing
feel
these
like
out.
I feel like Winter Soldier just knows so much. Like he knows where Nick Fury is, and he just assassinates him.
But
Plus,
Hydra was after him, and he was
Yeah,
being
but-
chased around by a bunch of people, bro, and he was working with them. So it's
Yeah.
not really convenient that they would know. Like it's like there's an army of people after one person. Of course, one in the group will end up finding him. So it's
Yeah,
not
like
really
Bin
plot
Laden.
convenience.
They found him like really
Yeah.
quickly.
I also another thing I hate is how this is like the only MCU film that's actually dark and serious. Reason it's an issue is because every film after this, yeah, even Civil War is not dark and serious throughout. So that's why I put this in C. Again, it's not. It's
But the
not
plot
one of the.
convenience is not one, bro. I gotta say, like, and I'm good at pointing this out, but it's logic. If there's an army after you, like, they will find you, man. I'm sorry, they will find you.
Yeah, but I feel like it's sometimes way too much at times. But yeah,
Okay.
I don't
Okay.
think that was one of those times. So
Okay. So we got your take. So it's in the middle of B because there's a D, a C, 2S, and 1A. So next.
I mean, I think I would make it the highest B, wouldn't it? Because there's so many
Yeah.
S's.
Yeah,
Hmm.
you're right.
yeah,
right.
multi, yeah,
You're right.
Yeah, like if anything, it's kind of low A. But anyway,
yeah.
I agree with that, but hey, we got a D, so
Yeah.
okay. Next up, is there still like MCU shenanigans? Oh yeah, the first
Yeah.
Thor.
Yeah.
Where would you place the first Thor? DC.
Low C, and and there's also Dark World and Civil War as well. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So yeah, Thor. Okay, low C. What about you, Charles? The first Thor. Where would you place it?
I think I agree. C is probably where I put it.
Okay.
The one time me and Charles actually agreed.
Well,
great.
I kind of agree as well, and that just
Yay.
says that I'm also agreeing with you, DC. I think I'd put it a little bit higher on a C. Like Kenneth Branagh did this. He did some interesting things with the camera. He really made Asgard look really bright, really colorful. There's some stylistic things that I like, and then I hate the way that he wanted the turning of the page with the weird Dutch angles. So I don't know, I C is the best I could give it, but I thought it was decent.
And what about you, Cole? The first Thor, in case you lost track.
first Thor, yeah, I'd give it a C.
Whoopi
I
Goldberg
was-
to the block.
I will sound like crazy, but me that was IB. So
Of course.
IB,
go.
but there's a bunch of C, so I guess in the middle of C that makes sense.
Considering 4 out of 5 voted.
Yeah,
C.
yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Stay
Yeah.
there, Thor. I'm sad for you,
plus
but
it's
stay
multi,
there.
so this is kind of like his punishment.
Yeah.
The Dark World. Okay, for
E.
me that was E. Oh,
high
dang, where
C.
to E?
Um,
Oh, I see. Okay,
for me, it's
so
high. For
low
me, it's
D.
high C. It has a lot of flaws. But yeah,
Charles, where would you place the Dark
Dark World
World?
is 2, right?
yeah.
Yeah, with Loki back and Jane, and yeah, I wanted to
E.
forget this movie was a thing right
E.
after watching it.
E.
E. Oh, another E. Oh, someone else in the bandwagon. Okay, I think the last one that didn't share was Gray. Gray, where would you place the Dark World? Gray.
Greg cannot take your hot takes anymore, and that's why
Well,
he's
it wasn't hot take there.
think
Like
animals.
Or bad
almost
take.
everyone says Echo on that one. So I guess we will place that one on hold and ask Gray once he's back. Probably he's dealing with his zoo right now. So
These dogs.
next up would be Civil War. So this one I'm way too rusty. I don't remember it. I've seen it many years ago, but I don't remember it.
This is the film that introduces
Yeah, that's the
Spider-Man.
war where they fight each other over Bucky or something, or over the
No, they
bill,
just
the law they wanted to introduce or something.
yeah, and that's why I'm giving this film an E. Way too many flaws. Like the Accords, like just now, they're gonna talk about the destruction that the Avengers have caused. Like really, and it makes it feel lesser. Plus, do they have? This is the film that started the movie references that we have to hear in almost every single movie. Like we have the Empire Strikes Back reference, which does not work in this film. And Spider-Man is
You're
terrible.
doing okay, Charles.
And the fact that they spoiled Spider-Man in the trailers just to hype the film is really bad. Instead, why not misdirection? Like Jesus, this
Wait,
film.
wait, misdirection. What are you implying that they put him in the trailer but not have him in the film?
No, like they had Daredevil in the trailer or Spider-Man. No, they had Daredevil in the trailer to make it look. Oh, this look, and then it was actually Spider-Man just to make like. Yeah, this film has a lot of flaws. I hate the conflict between Stark, Iron Man, and Captain America, and I do not think
It actually makes
That's
sense,
the
the
title.
conflict. That's one thing I remember from the movie. It made sense.
What was like a hug, civil hug? That's how it's the underlying thing for the title.
It's just because in the comics it actually makes sense. In the film, it doesn't. Especially
It does,
when
bro. It does.
I mean,
No, I
I mean,
disagree
it
with
was
that.
almost.
That's one thing I remember was very believable about it is the divide between the Avengers and who sided with who for what reason. It made sense. So I strongly
So,
disagree with you, DC. I
so we're
strongly disagree with you.
so we're just
I
going
heard
to.
that notion.
Yeah.
Oh, Dre's back. So Dre, before we go deeper
Thor
into
2.
Yeah, you're saying Thor Dark World.
Yeah.
For me, I don't know. I guess I'd go like high D on it or extremely low C.
Okay, so it actually goes up a tier then. There we go. So okay, now we are into Civil War. So keep defending your stand, DC. I'm wondering,
E.
do you have
Yeah.
other argument that may end up being valid?
I feel like the fact that they had Baron Zemo, who's the film's villain, I just did not like his character. Plus, he was so forced because they wanted to. Oh, look, we have a big Marvel villain, yet they do nothing with him. The fact that this film introduces Black Panther and literally just tries to make him the Batman stereotype, which failed miserably. It's
It
like
was cool. Cha was cool, bro.
I'm
disagree
so
with that.
confused by all these points.
yeah.
Black
It's just
Panther
that
was amazing. I
plus-
liked him.
they just forced this film just so that they can get Infinity War out of the way and make that this is the
what?
biggest. Yeah.
So you had issues with what it did in Civil War like this, but you didn't have an issue with what they did in Infinity War and Endgame?
No, it's because the fact that in Civil War there is like the fact is they just build up all these random characters like Spider-Man, Black Panther, just so that they could set them up for Infinity War, which that's my flaw with. And it doesn't.
I mean, sure, they were trying to progress it along with characters like that. Then they introduced them in that film, but it was, I thought it was well written and well done. Like, if it wasn't well done, then I would agree. But
yeah, and it wasn't. And
Why?
I think it kind of
Why?
was, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I
also,
see you tested out the new templates there, multi-fuck.
I tried to highlight Charles, okay? I don't know how to finish, but
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
Oh,
You made him go.
Multi, now you made us. Oh my god.
Fuck.
I wanted to
Yeah.
highlight Charles' face reaction. They were praising it. Charles like,
People gotta stop
what
doing
did I walk into?
This is I don't get any of
Hands
these
down the
films.
best tier list we did here.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go next. It's low A.
Low A, okay,
Yeah,
low
that's-
A.
Yes,
I'm
it is a
echoing
great
Cole. I
film.
think it works.
Yeah. Listen, I understand. Also, some people are upset with it that compared to the comics with Civil War, and I was like that for a little while, but then I eventually had to understand that they couldn't really do it
Yeah,
in
and
the
that's,
MCU like that. And with what they did though in their confined
yeah,
story,
it's just,
it was great.
I don't have a problem with the fact that they couldn't use Wolverine and all those characters. It's just how they executed it. Like the fact that they have the government just now talk about the many deaths that happen when superheroes are around. That's my flaw with the
They kind
story.
of had them do that for a little while in and out. I mean, they was never like a huge conflict until now, but that's then the whole point of the story in this. And
So pretty much,
other things.
so like 2012's Avengers and Age of Ultron were like, so the government was fine with the Avengers just with all that destruction.
Not 100%. They did show some scenes, but I mean,
They
it was
started.
newer at the time.
They started
just
planting
started
the
out.
seed that it with Age of Ultron, based on what I
Yeah,
remember. They were pissed
started
at
doing
Ult-
that, and in
yeah.
other solo films as well. Like there were some solo films where they started doing that too. Like it didn't just kind of come in out of nowhere.
It was something they introduced. Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure Age of Ultron was
Yes,
the
and also
thing.
I did more so meant not really like with like not having characters like Wolverine from the comics. More so like how big it was in Civil War. It's like, and yes, that's true, but they couldn't have done that in the MCU. But with what they did for it in their version, I don't know. I thought it was executed well. It was actually well written and everything. Like, I don't totally get, and I will just say though, the Russos are hacks. Any good MCU film they made, it was not their doing. It was definitely the doing of everyone else. They can't make a good film outside of the MCU to save their life. And Endgame was an average piece of shit. So and they're arrogant fuckers. But nonetheless, these films here, like Civil War and Winter Soldier, they still did a good job with. I don't get this hate for it, but I don't know.
So we got Gray, we got DC, we got Cole. Charles, where would you place Civil War?
So as we sit, Civil War is below the Amazing Spider-Man and below the first Avenger.
As of right now, well, you have your
S.
word to say. S.
S.
Oh, that really increased the grade. I like it. I like it a lot.
I
Sadly,
don't, but it has no business being below Spider-Man. Excuse me, the Amazing Spider-Man.
Well, you can just blame me for that.
Everybody has their reasons for things. What happens is it becomes the average. I would like you to look at it. Watch it again, DC. Watch it and think of the protagonists, Iron Man and Captain America, as villains from each other's perspective. Forget Zemo.
Yeah,
he's merely an accessory in that movie.
It's just a plot device. He's there to create the division. Like, his character doesn't matter. It's really like the ideas behind both sides that really matter. But again,
the climax
that's
of the film is Iron Man versus Captain America with a metal arm boy in between the whole thing.
Yeah,
his name is Winter Soldier.
This I remember.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to rewatch it once we get there, actually. But
and you're ready to hear my hot takes that are surely not going to give you
Well,
guys.
hopefully you can rewatch it by then and
It's
understand.
fresh in my
Yeah.
mind. It's fresh in my mind. So yeah.
Oh fuck!
No, like
Good luck, Cole. Good luck, and you're gonna need a lot of therapy to recover.
Well, I don't think I'll be on that stream, so it's okay.
Good.
Are we done with the Marvel and DC stuff right now?
Let me
Yeah.
I think
check.
we are. Okay, so DC, since you seemingly needed to go, is there any
Yeah.
other film in these you have seen? I don't think so, but I will still ask.
Halloween.
Yeah,
Oh,
Halloween,
well,
but
it's not the one you have seen, it's the one in the 2000s.
yeah. So
2007?
I don't think I've seen
Oh.
anything else after that. So yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
what do you have going on your end of the internet, DC?
I should have some videos coming out. Yeah. I should just have the same videos coming out, but yeah.
Okay, well, thank you a lot, DC. I cannot wait to talk to you again Tuesday and Wednesday. Have a great day and take care, man.
You too. Bye.
Bye, DC. Oh, too late.
So
Oh,
the Godfather 3, for me, that's like top A. That's the only one I liked in that trilogy. So now I will ask Charles. Oh, Charles is just out of camera. He's like, how is it possible?
What happened?
I just,
Godfather 3 high A is what just happened, according
What
to
the
Mole.
fuck? Yeah, I'm gonna put it at a D or an E.
okay, so D, that would lead to C.
I might be being generous, but I would have put it as a very low C, but kind of hearing that you put it as an A, I gotta go with that. I think I gotta go high D now.
Yeah. If this were Coda, I'd maybe generously give it a high D. But it says Godfather 3. Yeah, so it's an E for me.
Oh, okay. So that's actually.
I mean, I think you're going a
there.
little too far back with it. I mean, I hate to say it. I wish we could just move it back more, but you did give it an A. So maybe
Yeah.
you can put it in the middle. Like, you can put it below Incredible Hulk, but above Amazing Spider-Man 2, maybe.
And
Sounds
what was
fair.
it that made this an A film for you, where the other ones are all Ds, I believe?
Well, no, I've said
It's
that
newer, that's why.
maybe. I remember liking that one more. I remember why. It's the shortest one. It's not 3 hours long. I like that.
Please shorten your workload. Please. The shortest.
Next up would be Doctor Sleep. What would be the placement you will leave it at, Charles?
A low A.
Low A. When it comes to me, that would be
It's my lowest A. Or excuse
Oh,
me, it's the second lowest. Imposter is the the first lowest.
too
I-
low
low
A. Okay, too low A. For me, that was low S. And Cole, what about you?
High C.
I see. So that means middle B, because my S do and both A do affect it a lot.
Wait. What? I'm pretty sure it'd be higher if there's like 2 A's and 1 S. Like, come on, you can put it like
Still
high
B.
B.
Maybe. Okay.
Never mind. I'm
If
merely
what?
a visitor. Nothing. Nothing.
No, go for it.
No.
Go for it.
I'm making this process
Not
longer.
sure if we can
Forget it.
change it again, because before it was literally the fact that there were 2 A's meant that the majority said it. So
Yeah.
it's 2 of a kind. So that means it wins out.
Well,
So,
But,
Charles, what's your input?
you
What do
can
think?
literally make it mathematical and no emotion. You can have S be, like you said earlier, 95 to 100, right?
Yeah.
And then what? A be 85 to
A-
95?
A for me is 9. B is 8.5 and 8, and C is 6 to 7.5.
Yeah. So if you just applied numbers to everybody's score and then just
actually, B-
averaged it, you'd have your tier.
Actually, B would be like 7.5 to
Seven.
8.5.
Okay.
Because
He
usually
doesn't
I
like
have
those
a
numbers,
plus.
never mind.
That's why I'm fine.
Yeah,
I'm fucked.
it's tough for him to do math, so let's
I'm-
continue.
Yeah, I should.
I'm fucked because usually I have a A plus or S plus. That's why I'm kind of fucked. But
Next time I say I have an idea, just tell me to kick myself in the face.
no, that's fine.
Oh,
Stardust. I actually hated this movie, but that was a flawless movie, so that's a S for me.
I hated it. Perfect. I really don't understand you, man. So
It had
I
no
really-
issues, man. What do you want me to say?
What?
You want me to lie and say, "Oh, the actor did that. I didn't like." No, like it's.
Will you watch it again ever?
No,
Mm.
no, never.
I like it a lot. I think it's a solid A for me. But yeah, you boggle the mind, sir. I hate it. Perfect.
Yeah, I would give this
No
a
notes.
low A.
Low A. Charles, what
I
about you?
unfortunately cannot add to this score. I have not-
You-
It's a fun
Oh,
one.
yes,
You can see
nothing-
Robert De Niro in a dress.
yeah.
well, I will say it's not my cup of tea, but if you like fantasy and like middle-aged stuff with magic and witches,
Okay, why are you putting it that far back? Come on now, it's higher than some of these others.
okay, yeah, you're right. That seems fair. I like
Yeah.
that one more than Vanishing.
Well, of course you do. I wonder why.
It's more recent. Society of the Snow. I gave a 10 because guys kind of corrected one of the issues I had.
Yes,
Um,
but
I
there were
didn't like it
subtitles.
like a 10. I didn't like it like a 10. Like I liked
Yes,
it more
'cause there
like
were subtitles.
yeah, basically.
Watch Alive. It's that movie in English.
I've heard Alive was
It's shorter
terrible.
too. It's
and
shorter.
I've heard Alive was bad, so I'd
It was
rather
bad.
not.
But it's shorter and in English.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Just because of this argument, maybe I'm tempted, you know. So, Charles, where would you place Society of the Snow?
Middle A.
Middle A. Okay. What about you, Gray?
I have it almost exactly the same place, like middle A. I think it's beautifully shot. Everything about it is great. It just the rewatch value is just not there. Like I don't want to experience that again. So it's not quite an S for me, but really well done. Hey,
What about you, Cole?
Middle A.
So that's a middle A, and I'm the crazy
Yeah,
one.
okay. Yeah, why are you moving it back? There's an S and 3 middle A's. That's higher up. It would be like either behind or above Goldfinger or Nausicaa or something.
Yeah, 3 middle A's and an S. It should increase.
Yeah, you're
yeah,
right.
but he hated it. So
Finger on the weight, he thinks.
I like Goldfinger more, but I feel like that it was more like more majority wins there.
Put subtitles on Goldfinger now. How do you feel?
Goldfinger.
Yeah. Oh, you're right.
Good one, man.
Goldfinger is
I'd be
so
fine if you put that
much
up.
better, man. I like Goldfinger.
Yeah, would you like it if it was in German?
No. Spirited Away.
You
This
hated
one,
it?
that's no. Actually, I thought that was average, but like I gave it a 10. Oh no, actually, I don't think so. Maybe I had one issue with it, so that would still be like S.
Yeah, your issue was subtitles.
No, that wasn't my issue. So have you seen Spirited Away, Charles?
I have not.
What about you, Gray? Where would you place Spirited Away?
It is my highest A. I love Spirited Away. I think it's like either low S or high A, but on my list, I did it high A.
Cole, where would you place it?
I'm putting this in the highest S possible. This is incredible. Yeah.
Okay. Next up, Maestro. This one I can't remember. I remember hating it, but I don't remember the proper score I gave it to it.
The movie's
so,
4 months old.
So you're saying S?
I don't remember because maybe I had actual issues and that wouldn't be a S then. That's the thing. I don't remember the grade I
Actual
gave.
issue.
I might have had issues. I hated it. So
I won't pronounce myself on that one. So, Charles, where
Nope.
would you place that
I
one?
haven't seen it.
Okay.
Nope.
Dre?
solid D. I did not enjoy it. There's some really cool transitions in it. You can tell that Bradley Cooper's trying to move the camera in some fun ways, but I just hated every performance in there except for the wife. And then I wasn't that impressed with it. I got to be honest, it's a D for me.
Sexist pig.
What about you, Cole?
No,
No, it's homophobic. It's
Yeah,
homophobic because
This
there's
film, it has gotten worse. For me, like I never liked it. I always just, I was like, okay, it's kind of well made, but the story kind of sucks and it's just not great. I wasn't into it. I gave it like a 5 or something. At one point, it might have been a 6, but the more time that has passed, the more this has not aged well at all. It would be a D for me. Like the performances you gave credit to before, but the more I think about it, Bradley Cooper was actually just kind of cringe in it, almost like a self-parody. And like the cinematography, like, yeah, it's great at moments, but then at other moments it's actually kind of ugly, especially that digital camera work in it. And it's just it is not that actually that well made of a film at all. It's actually kind of bad. So yeah, D.
The transitions, though, they were pretty sweet.
God, yeah, the only Oscar nom that film should have gotten was makeup.
Okay. So Wonka, I think I gave like either a 7 or a 9. There's a big gap, but I think I'm leaning more towards 7 than 9 because I can't
Never an 8,
remember.
huh? Never an 8.
There are some 8s, but I don't think this one was 8. It's either a 9 or a 7. I can't remember which one though. So I'll say 7 because I don't remember it wanting to rewatch it because of that. So that for me that's a C. I see. Cole, where would you place Wonka?
The lowest D. This was kind of lifeless. Wasn't terrible, but yeah.
What about you, Charles? Wonka.
The
have
fact that
seen
you
it?
forget movies that were released in December. We're not even finished with
Oh,
March yet.
We didn't watch them until like the last couple months, though. It
Yeah,
wasn't
we
like
watched it like January or February.
That is horrifying. I haven't
we
seen
watched so much, dude. Okay. You
Yeah,
haven't
it's
seen
it's work for you. I
Again,
know.
tear it down.
Yes,
Um,
and it's like 7 days ago on a stream. All right, he was like, so this film's a little bit, too far in my memory. We watched it like a week ago. So
What do you mean? I literally have a condition.
So Dre, where would you place Wonka?
Where did we put Dumb Money? Was that in F?
E.
Oh
E.
wow.
Okay, I would put it just above that. I really hated it. I don't think Chalamet should do it. I hated his performance. I think the writing is atrocious. The only thing that was good in this was the stolen valor that they got from the good version of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I could not find this more appalling, and I think that they really stole the good song from that movie, and that's the only part that worked in this. Just for me, every part of this is a miss. So, and it sucks because I want to like this. Every one of the actors is awesome, but total E for me.
Totally.
Okay. And I will also say that to defend myself. When I like something, I have better memory over it. It's more like it's somewhere in my
like
mind
this?
when I don't
You were
like
defending
something.
it.
Well, I was defending it, but like, is this a masterpiece I would rewatch? I don't think I said that, but yeah, I liked it more than the other one, even if I thought the other one was better. Akira, this one I forgot. I remember hating so much the subtitles, but I don't remember what was the score I gave it to it. So I will pass on Akira. So, Cole, where would you place Akira?
Well, thank God for that, because your issues would probably be can't aim and other shit.
Most
Okay.
likely, yes.
Yeah. This is an S tier, and hopefully it stays that way. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Dre,
Right.
have you seen Akira?
Yeah, I had it as a low A, but I could definitely see why people would have it as an S tier. It's really awesome. I just think the way that they kind of handled it was a little bit different than the manga. I really like that version of it, but it's so groundbreaking. It's definitely a solid somewhere in the A to S category. But yeah, are you taking it down from there, Multi?
Again, I don't remember the score I gave it to it, so I will pass on that. Charles,
Yeah.
have you seen Akira?
No,
Okay, so that will
I
be
don't like
there.
reading.
I mean, yeah, that is an issue, Gray. Like, if you read the manga, it's nothing like it, honestly. But that's like that's the one thing with it. You have to you have to kind of separate the two, though. Like, not think of it as an actual like adaptation of the manga and just as its own thing, in my opinion. Like, honestly, that's sort of the same thing with the Zone of Interest. If you read the book, it's kind of nothing alike as either. But
Okay. Next one, portings. I say S. What about you, Cole?
yeah, S.
What about you, Charles?
What are the number differences between S and A?
For me, that's a 0.5 for me.
Kind of up to you.
Yeah, up to you.
High A.
IA. Okay. And what about you, Dre?
That's literally where I have it too. I really like the film. I think there's a lot going on with it. There's some issues for me, and I don't think the rewatch value is necessarily going to be there. I've seen it a couple times. I really got more out of it the second time than the first, but I just can't see wanting to watch this. So I think that's kind of my differentiation between S and A.
Okay. Next up, Perfect Blue. I remember liking that one, despite the name subtitles I hated.
Jesus Christ.
So S for me. Cole.
Yeah,
S as
S.
well, Cole.
Yeah.
Okay. Charles, where would you place a Perfect Blue?
Yeah, an S.
And
Sweet.
Gray?
I also go S. I guess one of the
Oh,
highest.
since we are all S, that one should be higher then.
Yeah,
So
it
we
should
are
be
all
like second or third, probably.
Second. Better than No Country. Hell yeah. Oh, Naiad. This one, that's another one I wanted to forget right after watching it. That was a painful experience.
You gave it like a 7, probably, or an 8.
No, not 8. I don't think so.
8s don't exist.
They do. I give the Beekeeper 8.5, but the others didn't like it, so that's why it's
You
that
gave
low.
the Beekeeper an 8.5.
Perfect.
Anyway, Naiad. So based on maybe most likely me placing it as 7, that's IC. So I will ask
High C for that? Okay.
Dre, where would you place it?
I put it like a really low C. There's some things that it does really well. It's I can't remember the duo's name, but they previously had done documentaries. This is their first shot at like kind of a real film, if you will. I don't know. Some things didn't quite work for me. I think I'd put it a low C.
Okay. What about you, Charles? Have you seen Naiad?
What? Naiad?
Yeah, the 2023 movie about sport and swimming and world record and
Biopic of I
No.
can't remember her name, Naiad, who swam across the.
That was a painful experience. I remember. Cole, where would you place it?
Yeah, if you want to watch a better swimming film in recent years on Netflix, The Swimmers is better. But anyway, this I'd go mid C, so I'd just keep it where it's at.
Okay. Next up would be American Fiction. That's another 8 or 8.5 for me, so that would be a clear B for me. Charles, where would you place American Fiction?
High A?
Oh, thank you, Charles. Thank you.
It is insane there.
Now it will drop. Cole, where would you place it?
C. It's an enjoyable, solid film, but nothing more than that. It is not Oscar worthy or anything. It did nothing amazing. It's just by the numbers. It's kind of wasted potential, and the stuff with like the family elements and everything was lifeless and poorly executed.
And Dre, where would you place it?
I don't know if I'd go quite lifeless because I mean, like, there was some of the Coleman Domingo thing. Like, he's awesome in it. That being said, I don't think it's a great film. It had a lot of issues for me. Specifically, it lost me with the ending. I really wish that they kind of didn't go that trope and instead kind of showed it a different route. But fair enough, it is what it is. I give it like I guess I got it about a mid B.
Oh,
Part of B.
interesting. So that does level it up to mid B. Oh,
People
I
are
like it.
racist.
Yeah, we are racist.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. You see,
I'm
this
kidding.
is
I'm kidding.
probably yeah, me too. This is probably my favorite comedy we had covered. I don't remember any other comedy I liked as much.
Poor
Like,
Things
haha.
is a comedy, you know.
Oh yeah, you're right. But I'd say I liked American Fiction more, but I thought that was the worst movie.
Hmm.
Yeah, I liked American Fiction more, but that was the worst movie.
It's your favorite comedy
Yeah. Well,
Like, in this list?
Yeah.
But every
Yeah.
other comedy he has said not funny, not funny, not funny too. So
We are not on Drive Away Doll yet. Miller's Crossing. That's a S for me, even if I hated it so much.
I hate your. It's an S tier. I hated it. It makes no sense.
I had no issues with it, but I hated the experience so much. So Gray, where would you place Miller's Crossing?
I absolutely love it. I kind of toggle between No Country for Old Men or Miller's Crossing as my favorite Coen Brothers films. It's just so amazing. I love every one of the performances in there. I don't know how you could not like this, but yeah, really high S for me.
What about you, Charles?
It's an F for me. No.
Oh!
No.
What are your arguments?
No. He just said, I don't know how you can. I was just kind of contrasting that. No, I did plan on watching this before I watched the new Ethan Coen film, but I haven't seen that movie this century, so it would be unfair for me to give a score to it.
Okay. So it's coming this Tuesday. We will cover it. So if you think us Tuesday, we stream Miller's Crossing Tuesday, I think.
Yes, and
Yeah,
hopefully after this Tuesday, we stick to now just 4.
No, not yet.
Yeah, yes, everybody says 4. All right, Multi. You already agreed to it. Start in April 2nd.
Not yet. Not yet.
Full house against your one
Not
of a
yet. Not
Your
yet.
ace high.
Not yet. So, Cole, where would you place Miller's Crossing?
So I guess we're gonna argue more in DMs after this. Okay. Well, anyway, A.
So that
you can put it like above the Holdovers or Dune 2 if you want.
Yeah, that makes sense. There we go. Okay. Next up would be Liza Frankenstein. This one, I hated it, and I thought the humor sucked, and there were contrivance.
I totally misheard you when you said Lisa Frankenstein. I totally heard Let Africa Shine, and I was like, what is he talking about? Lisa Frankenstein. Gotcha.
This one for me was a E like Echo.
I mean, that's a little harsh, but okay.
Okay, Cole, where would you place Liza?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't very good at all to me. It was just like a weaker version of like prime Tim Burton and Poor Things films, but
I agree.
It's not that bad though. It's not E. I would give it like not super high D, but above average D, like above Iron Man 2 or Rustin, not above the rest.
Well, I had a completely different experience than both of you guys. I absolutely love this film. It is not perfect. I think you're right. It is elements of Tim Burton, which I usually hate, but somehow in this way, she was able to like really make it kind of pop, and I think that's really amazing. Yeah, I'm excited to see what Zelda Williams does next. I didn't realize that she was Robin Williams' daughter until after I saw this. But I think the amount that she really was able to get this kind of neon, like fluorescent version of Tim Burton is just amazing. I think to me, everything stylistically about this is great. I think there's elements that could be improved. It is her first time directing a film. I'm excited to see what she does next. But for me, it's my highest B that I have on this list.
So that will go to C. Charles, have you seen it?
I don't have a single nice thing to say about it, but it's an S for me.
Hell yeah.
I'm kidding. I haven't seen it.
Okay.
I just want to figure out what the grading system is here. So,
Well, you saw that you got Multi really excited about that. He's like, yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
You got me
yes,
excited
hated
about. Zone of interest. I will sound like a broken record, but I hated this shit. But that was a S. There's only one scene I really like. That's the argument they had on the
that scene was
father and the
perfect.
mother. Yeah, that was the only good thing about this movie.
What?
I hated the rest of it, but that one scene was.
Well,
like,
look, it could be worse. All right, you could have like given it a 9.75, and then say the one flaw is telling instead of showing. Didn't
Nah.
show any of the people getting murdered.
Nah. Anyway, so Cole, where would you play Zone of Interest?
I'm gonna give it an S. Unfortunately, it's a 9.75. I'm sorry, tell it instead of showing. Why didn't they show all those Jews getting exterminated?
Jesus Christ.
No, it's a 10 out of 10.
What about
No,
you,
but what
Charles?
Cole's referencing is that's literally his thing. In Holdovers, he liked it, but it didn't show the one lady's son die in Vietnam, who we've
Yeah.
never seen in the entire film.
yeah.
They just reference it. But because it didn't show it, he's taking points off of it.
Oh
It's not-
yeah. So Charles.
No, it's not hell yeah. That's really, really bad. Okay, so
Great.
Zone of Interest for me. I think it's a really amazing film. It's hard to watch. I don't know that I necessarily want to watch it again. It's kind of hard to recommend to people. So I don't think for that reason it's an S, but it's like my highest A tier. It is quality. It's one of those hard watches.
That seems fair. I like more any of the other movies in A, but I just think it's unfair to place that above Poor Things in May.
Okay, what about Charles?
I haven't seen it yet. It's funny, like there's a block of these that my uncle managed to get me tickets for. I just haven't gotten around to going to the theater to see them yet.
So You Only Live Twice. It's something we will cover most likely in April
Your uncle's
or
a hell of a
March.
guy.
Like I can't remember.
Indeed.
So I can't remember
On the ocean a lot.
if I've seen that one, but I will still ask Charles, where would you place You Only
Nope.
Live Twice?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Gray? Do you remember it vividly enough, or we just skip that one?
Yeah. I remember not liking it quite as much as the previous two. I'm trying to see where I put it. I think I actually have it in oh, sorry, it looks like it's in the B category for me. It's just kind of meh for me.
Yeah, I'd give it a B.
Okay, so B.
I'd put it
Above-
higher than Doctor No.
Okay, higher. Okay.
And Amazing Spider-Man, but
Okay. I don't know. I haven't seen it in years. If I did see it, I messed up. I mismade that tier list. Anyway, next up would be Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. That's under movie I hated, but that was a good movie. So yes,
This is the Amazing Gene Wilder one.
yeah, that's a good one. I guess. Don't know about the others, but
So
That's-
for me,
that's his
super
nickname.
S tier, solid S. Can't be anything lower than an S for me personally.
what about you, Charles? Where would you
Yeah,
place that one?
it's in the right place right now. Yeah.
And
S.
what about you, Cole?
I'd give it an A.
Okay, so I guess we will place it low S because it's like 4 against 1.
I mean, you could place it a bit higher, but
Yeah, Gray said it was tippy top S.
yeah.
yeah, okay.
mean,
it's like
so
mid
it's
S.
middle.
I gotta
S.
say, I also don't understand why Spirited Way is like the lowest S, but that's just me.
It's a good point.
Okay, let's place it higher then. There we go. I like doing part 2 more, but hey.
Well, you can
Here,
put it
Dewey.
above it. I just don't understand why it was like the lowest at one point.
Okay. The Shining. I remember vividly giving that one 8.5 or 8 actually. I'm not sure. So for me that would be B.
Well, at least it's an 8 for once. All right.
Well, and a lot of his things were because it didn't actually it's hard to explain, but essentially he didn't like the ambiguity of whether it was actually happening or not, so he was taking points away
Yes,
from
and
it.
he didn't like the pacing, I'm sure.
Oh, the pacing was good.
I don't remember. I don't think so.
For me, it's a
Yes.
solid S. I think it's my favorite horror flick ever. I think it's my favorite Kubrick.
If I don't remember what I wrote down, but I remember guys are wrong, then guys are wrong.
Did you put The Shining below Doctor Sleep just on principle? Like, is that your score, or like was that just?
Well, as of right now,
Smitty
so
score.
Cole, where would you
S.
place S? So we place.
But I think he likes
had-
Doctor Sleep more.
I had a brain fart there. Charles, where would you place it?
I've heard nothing but S's other than you, and you have it like buried in A's right now.
So you are also S.
I am S plus 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 plus
Okay.
plus.
So I guess
plus.
that will be in the middle.
Sure. Didn't put
I
enough
thought you were
pluses
going
in
to
it.
say, okay, it's at the very bottom.
There we go. Does that work now?
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, why not?
Grave of the Fireflies, another one I hated, but it's near perfection.
Yo, Charles sounds like a disappointed parent.
This is so top heavy.
Yeah.
There's no distinction.
Well, look, to be fair, a lot of time, especially the last few months or so, we do try to just intentionally cover some of the classics and best films ever. So these usually are top heavy, like we don't go out of our way to recommend bad films usually, besides stuff like Cocaine Bear.
Yeah,
So-
or when DC
Hey.
suggested Halloween, but only has seen one.
Yeah, or old 2.
I'm intrigued when we get to the Fast and the Furious entire franchise, how that's going to way out.
Well, we already rated Fast X, so
Um,
the best is already up there.
so Grave, Cole, where would you place Grave?
Yeah, S.
S.
And,
Okay.
I've given almost every animated film on here an S, anime film, and I promise I'm not just a giant anime fanboys. The ones we recommended for these months are just happen to be the best ones, right? Believe
Yeah,
me.
it's a perfect
Yeah.
movie. I
Well,
hated.
Some of them. But yeah. I think I can understand putting in an S. I think I just have no desire to watch it ever again, is the thing. It's really powerful. It's an amazing thing. I think it's worth watching, but rewatch value is very low on Grave of the Fireflies. So I'd put it solid A. But I can understand why it's
Interesting.
S for some.
Charles, have you seen The Grave of the
No.
Fireflies? No?
No.
Okay. So I guess this looks fair or top A. I don't know. One of these two. Either bottom S or top A. Next up, Ghost in the Shell.
In the shell.
In-
You fucking.
It's like a term.
So this is a perfect movie. I thought was average, but it's S because it was a perfect movie.
It's a perfect movie. It's average.
So
Pretty
Cole,
sure
where
those
would
two
you place
things
it?
are opposed to each other. An average movie is not a perfect movie.
Yeah, anyway,
My
this
judgment
is-
was average. The quality was top tier.
This
Then
is
there
an
we
A
go.
for me.
Okay, what about you, Gray?
I actually have it in a B. I've just never really dug Ghost in the Shell. I don't know why. Especially, I believe it's the same dude who did Angel's Egg, and yeah, I love that one. So I don't know why this one's just never hit quite right for me. But I wanted more out of it. It just felt like an episode of an anime, but I want more. So I don't know. B.
What about you, Charles? Ghost in the
It's
Shell.
been too while. It's been
Okay.
too long. No.
Okay. Next up would be Flaming Hot. Is it another F tier, guys?
Yeah.
So this is my lowest of the entire ranking. I have it as F minus. I have it as the lowest E, but I didn't know that or lowest D, but I didn't know that we could do an E and an F. So I have it as my lowest. So whatever that tells you.
Any objection, Charles?
I haven't seen it, but it's been nominated for an
That's-
Oscar, so that gets it
Yeah.
at least
Yeah.
an A,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. You
Yeah,
know
I
why it's
highly
nominated for an
recommend
Oscar?
Seeing
That's
it, you'll enjoy
that's
it.
an that's an horrendous
Jesus.
movie, and I like it's full of
It's Eva
stereotypes,
Longoria's directorial debut.
and
Yes.
it's freaking racist.
Yes,
for real.
it's made for like propaganda where it's like work hard after your abusive factory. Your bosses totally won't fuck you over. Just be happy, work as hard as you can, and you'll make the American dream. It's like actual propaganda. But yeah, this is garbage. This is another film similar to like Maestro and Dumb Money.
Maestro's
and
propaganda.
no. That's not where I'm going with it. This is a film similar.
lobby.
Yeah, it's a film similar to Maestro and The Color Purple 2023,
Oh,
where
Oscar bait.
where at first I didn't hate them as much because I just didn't care for them much going into it and while watching them, so I was nicer to them than I should have been. But revisiting it and hearing other people talk about it, it's absolute garbage, this film. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, and also the reason why it's nominated for an Oscar is because there's this person called Diane Warren, and she makes a bunch of she makes a bunch of songs for like shitty films, and for some reason she keeps getting nominated like every year for these shitty films, and nobody knows why. It's like she has dirt on Hollywood or something.
And by the way, just to give you an idea on how bad Flaming Hot is, we were doing a top 10 movie, and I decided to do a joke at my number 3 to shock the panel, and I mentioned it as a joke.
We weren't
I said,
shocked though. We thought that he literally
Yeah.
shocked because
Yeah.
it didn't fit in with the rest of his preferences.
and Alex, I just have if Alex is not there right now, but Alex has just like I zoomed in when I clipped it, and we just have Alex that's like, you cannot believe what he just heard.
Multi, do
That's
you have a Letterboxd account?
I created one after that stream, actually.
He does
Um,
now. We
I'd
bullied
like
him
to
into
see it.
creating one
I'd like to
because
see
he
it.
needs to actually put these on a record somewhere.
I will post it. So there's a lot of movies that don't really have much detail in it, but I will send it to you right now.
And also
actually.
his top 10 list from 2023 included a lot of films from like 2012, 2008,
because I didn't keep track of it,
Letterbox for that reason as well, so you can sort a year.
Yeah, so I can fix it next year. But yeah, you can look into it. So yeah. Okay. Next up would be Fast and Furious. That's the first one. Yeah. For me, that was, I believe, 7.5 or 8.5. I know one of these two was a 7.5 or 8.5. I can't remember which one.
Well, it makes a big difference. Is it Tokyo Drift or is it that one?
That's either the first one or the second one. I can't remember which one I like more.
Okay, so is it Too Fast or is it just Fast?
I can't remember that if that was the spy thing or the first one. I'm not sure. So I will consider it like, what if it's a 8.5? So that for me that would be top B. So I will.
Well, I'm pretty sure this is the fourth, but
really,
yeah, I'm pretty sure the first was the Fast and the Furious or something right now.
Anyway, there's no number to it, and there's one with number 4, so it's not.
Okay.
We just didn't do it by the actual names, but fair enough. For me, Fast and Furious is a solid D. It's a D movie.
So it goes down to C. Charles, do you remember well the first Fast and Furious? Charles?
You were introduced
I'm sorry.
Paul Walker and Vin Diesel.
Yes.
The first one.
Point Break on Cars, the first one?
Kind of, but there's also a tuna sandwich involved, if you remember.
No one likes a tuna, asshole. It's all right. Low B.
Oh, thank you, Charles. You're with me.
Don't help.
No, I'm gonna give it a D.
Okay, so there's a D. So it goes back to C. There's actually 2 Ds, so that's like
2D or not 2D?
2D and 2B.
Yep.
Hell yeah. Okay, so the second one, I will say the same thing because I can't remember which one I liked between the first and the second one, which one I liked the most. So 8.5 for me.
Worse, but also a D.
Also D. Okay. That goes down to here. Charles, that's the second one, the sequel. They basically do spy
Too
shit.
Fast, Too Furious.
Low-
They're in Florida this time.
Low E. Too bad to rewatch it.
No diesel, no deal.
So top the and Cole, where would you place the second one?
E.
Damn, guys hated it. Okay, I feel like a lot of them will end up there. Fast 3, I actually hated it. For me, that would be
It's
like
Tokyo Drift, right?
a D.
Isn't it?
Yeah, that's a D for me. What about
I
you,
like
Cole?
More than the first one. I got to be honest. I hate the actor in it. I hate the whole story, but I don't know. It's kind of fun. That one has more rewatch value, and that stupid song that I hear every time I'm like anywhere that has to do with cars, like go-kart racing. They're always playing the Tokyo Drift song, the weird dinging song. I got to be honest. It's fun, even though it's stupid. I got to give it. What did I say? C.
C. Oh, interesting. So it goes there.
Not for long. I'll give it either the lowest D possible or a high E.
Okay, lowest D possible. And Charles, that's Tokyo Drift.
F minus.
Okay, so it goes.
I respect it.
Yeah.
Oh, just above X.
I hate that actor. I can't remember his name, like Shane something. Or, I don't know. That guy
Shane
is the
Black.
worst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be
Actor version of
honest,
Fred.
If I were doing this list, X would be in his own tier with like Ghostbusters 2016.
Oh wait, Shane Black. No, we said the fucking director of Kiss Kiss
Yeah, he's
Bang
the
Bang.
director. Yeah, I can't think
so-
of the guy's name, but I hate that actor who's playing.
Yeah, it was Lucas Black, right? Yeah.
Lucas Black.
Fast-
Sorry, that's why I screwed up Shane. Yeah, thank you.
Fast 4, this is when the series started to get blurry for me. Low D.
Yeah, low D.
So
What
I would
about
go
you,
low
Sean?
C. I kind of dug 4. 4 and 5 to me are kind of the ramp up to fun. So yeah.
Actually, yeah, sorry, I'll go high D.
Okay. Charles, where would you place the fourth one?
This is the one where they're like driving a truck and they're near a cliff at the beginning, right? The first
believe
one in
so,
like
yeah.
Mexico or some shit.
believe
The
so.
fourth
Yeah,
one,
just
no, the
driving
fourth
the
one
truck.
was when they deleted one of the characters early, and now it's a big thing. And
They did that like throughout the series. Deleted then. Oh nope, not
no,
deleted.
actually, it's the girl
you.
like Vin Diesel. GF got deleted, and Vin Diesel is like on a quest to revenge and get who got her.
Isn't this where they introduced the two guys who speak Spanish in the
Yeah.
tow truck?
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. This is
it
the
was-
first
And
one
it
with
does
The
start
Rock.
in the Dominican
This was-
Republic, like you're saying.
This was the first one with The Rock, basically.
Low mid C.
Oh, interesting. Mid C. So right now, where is it?
I don't mind stupid if it's fun.
Yeah.
it
And
just
that's where
kinda
I'm at
stays
with
in
the-
D.
Where is it? I
like-
cannot. Oh,
Are
I
you
found
blind?
it. I
Like,
found
that's
it.
perfect.
I found it. Okay.
Wait, how's
Uh,
it C? We
great.
gave like these.
Oh, you're right. Gray. Where would you place that one?
I think I did. I think that works for me. As for Fast 5, though, I think it's a little bit better. I'd go mid C on it. I dig that one. It's fun. He flexes out of a cast. The Rock, of course. Yeah, I think this is where it gets real fun for me. I think this is peak Fast and Furious.
Yes,
me.
this is peak Fast and Furious. I'll give it a high C.
Me too.
Yeah.
What about
low,
you, Charles?
Low B, just to be different.
Low B. Okay, so top C.
Nice.
Perfect. Top C. The sixth one was also fun, but that's the last fun one, I think.
Yeah, it had
Parts of it were
four
fun, parts were
flaws, but
dumb.
it was also fun. I'll give it like a mid C.
Yeah, I think I'm going
Mid
low
C.
C on mine.
Okay, low C for Great. Charles, where would you place it?
Did this have the high speed jumping from one car to another with a Jeep chasing them or some shit? A Hummer?
That was the tank on the high road.
High speed tank. That's what two things that are synonymous for me: tanks and high speed. Mid C.
Mid C, okay, and I'm with all of you, so mid C. I guess mid C wins that contest. And now 7.
D.
Oh, okay, that's surprising. D. Charles, where would you place 7?
Quick synopsis of 7.
That was when they jump from tower to tower with their cars.
Oh, yeah. Low D.
Low D, okay. What about you, Cole?
You know, the thing that pisses me off about 7 is they cut out the best scene of the film.
Really?
Yes, there was
That's
a great
amazing.
action scene where Paul Walker hits a tree. Yeah, and he's inflamed.
Went dark fast.
Yeah, it was great. It was great, and he was inflamed and everything.
I think it might have been a pole, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Oh, it was a
I
pole.
think he was driving in that. He wasn't driving in that scene.
No.
Well, anyway, high D. I'll give it.
ID, guys. I feel like this time I'm again the crazy one because for me that was the first E. So I guess that's like middle D because there's so many D's.
Not to
nuts.
spoil my ranking system, but they get progressively worse here for me. So whatever we're at with 7, 8's just past that for me.
So Oven Shaw, that
Oh,
one
I
I
forgot about
remember.
Hobbs and Shaw. Do we even have that on this thing? I don't.
Yeah,
see it.
I remember I remember when I was
Oh, man.
watching. That was I think the first fast that went into negative points, and that I needed to give
No.
back points.
You could not be more wrong. You know exactly what we needed was the mixture of Hobbs and Shaw and the lack of Dominic Toretto. I love this film. To me, it's a B. It's the highest rated one in my opinion. But yeah, let you guys fight that out.
I mean, I agree with you. Like, that's what we needed, and I also like some of the people in the cast. Like, they have some surprising names in this one. But one of them not being Roman Reigns. Fuck him. But yeah, I'm sorry. The execution was just so bland, even for a Fast and Furious film. This was just lifeless. It brought nothing new to the franchise. Still, like I would say, 8 did a better job at that instead of this one. So yeah,
Fun, sir.
I'm sorry, it wasn't fun to me. I'll give it like a high E.
IE. I'm with you, Cole. I'll actually say for me that's like the first F actually.
I can give it
so-
a, so it goes into like the low D right now.
Yeah, Lodi and Charles. Where would you place that one?
I didn't see that one.
You don't miss much, except if you listen to
Highly
the
recommend.
My brain hurts.
Me and Patrick enjoyed it.
8. I actually enjoyed 8 more in these later ones. I think that was the only one I liked in the later ones.
Was 8 where they went?
This is like my third favorite.
That was the first one with Jason Statham. When it starts with the hospital sequence and with the baby at the end.
So it's not the submarine one?
No, it is that one.
Spoiler?
Yeah, it's that one. It's the
I think you're
submarine one.
confusing it with 7, aren't you? Like, this is the
Yeah, I
submarine one.
think you
But
are.
yeah, this one. Anyway, this one had its issues too, just like all these fucking shitty films. But I did like what the director of this one tried doing, and I thought, even though it's pointless in the end with like what happens and everything, and in the later films, tried to do something story wise with it. I would give it like the lowest C possible for me.
What about you, Charles?
Well, funny side story. I took my Lamborghini out to test to see if it could handle a nuke on the surface of on an ice surface, and I just fucked up my Lamborghini. So that was a bad test.
Oh, that's too bad. I hear that happens often.
Yeah, you needed some magnets on your car that would have fixed it.
Waste of a Lamborghini, damn it. Also, my neighborhood is totally just gone.
Yeah.
Tune
Did
out
you
the ice.
try helicoptering it in there? Parachuting the car down? Because that's generally how you pull that.
Yeah, and pull in the helicopter with some change.
Perhaps the ice wasn't thick enough. I didn't really do a very scientific test there, so yeah, low D.
Low D. Okay, and Gray.
Yeah, like I said, lower than the others. I think they get progressively worse from this point.
Okay. For me, that was, since that was the one with the baby in my mind, at least. That was a low B, I see. But because there's a bunch of D and E, I believe that should be there. Okay, 9.
Wait,
for me,
what does the baby do to the score for you?
well, that was, I like the action sequence where just instead of just place the headset on
Plus
the
2.
baby and then boo boo boo, and I like the action there.
That's with
You
John
should hear how
Cena?
he rated The Flash.
What, John Statham?
John
Cena
Statham.
is the 9.
John Statham.
John Cena is the 9th one.
Okay.
That one was terrible. I hated
Yeah,
it.
I'm putting that in E. That was
Me
shitty.
too. Charles, the one
Yeah.
with John Cena.
At low E.
And Dre?
Yeah, I'd support E if you guys are going E. I didn't know that we could go past D, so I just have it.
Yeah, I mean, I would put it even further back than 10. That was horrendous, that one.
Okay. Argal. That's a guilty pleasure, as we called him. I love that movie, but that was goddamn bad. So for me, that was like ID. What about you, Charles? Have you seen Argal?
You take all the enjoyment out of discussions like that. You realize this, right? You enjoy it, but you understand it's bad, so it's low. But if something's you don't like, you give them a perfect score.
You've nailed it.
You've got to watch movies to enjoy them, man. Nobody's watching. Just
he
just
is
say what you
there
feel.
to watch them fail. So for me, Argyle, I think I'd go D, like a low D. I wanted so much more out of this. It could have been so much more, but it just what we got is not great. Really boring, really predictable. But it could have been so great. Like, there's some really cool stuff that they're doing with like the color on there. Like, I got to admit that dance smoke scene was really amazing. Like, why couldn't we get shit like that? And what they were doing with like the characters changing back and forth, there's some really cool ideas, but everything else in it really sucked. I wish everything was executed like those scenes.
Okay. Charles, did you answer it?
No, that's on my to be watched from the uncle.
Okay. Cole, where would you place it?
Low D. Matthew Vaughn has officially turned into Andrew Nichol.
Okay. Drive Away Dolls. For me, that was E. Where would you place it, Cole?
D. I know now which Coen brother was the best.
Joel?
I completely disagree with you. So Drive Away Dolls for me is a solid B, and that's the deal. Like, literally, he didn't set out to make like No Country for Old Men. He didn't set out to make a masterpiece. It's literally part of a B movie trilogy. So I don't know. I think he accomplished exactly what he's trying to do with this. To me, it's a solid B.
And what about you, Charles? Have you seen Drive Away Dolls?
No way, Wade. It troubles me that you've watched so many Coen brothers or Coen movies and don't have Fargo on this list. But no, I did plan on watching this, but I'll try to get the one I haven't seen in forever. Miller's Crossing, that and Miller's, but it doesn't matter to Tuesday. But yeah, I haven't watched it yet.
Okay, so Elemental. This one I will pass because I completely forgot that one.
Right, yeah, I don't blame you, but this is another one, just like Dumb Money, just like Flamin' Hot and others, where I was too kind to it because I didn't care while watching it, and revisiting it, it is actually just kind of terrible. It's like not as bad as like The Good Dinosaur, but holy fuck, and nothing in it makes any sense when you think about it. Like
All I
it-
remember is
You've
Water
seen it.
tried to be with fire,
seen
even if they can
it-
delete
it-
each other.
yes, well, it goes further than that. Like that's the least of the issues. Just nothing character-wise, story-wise, or anything makes any sense. It is a terrible film. I'm giving it an E.
E. What about
I
you,
don't
Drake?
think it was quite as terrible. I think it's much better than Flamin' Hot and Dumb Money, but
I agree.
it's
This
just
I
kind of
remember.
average. To me, it's like a C, maybe a low C, but it's just kind of an average meh kids film.
Yeah. Yeah. Come and see. That's another movie I hated, but that's a perfect movie.
The Russian war film?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a perfect movie I hated.
Yeah,
Wait.
it's one of my favorite films. So
That
we
is like
watched it.
show don't tell. That is
Yeah,
like the
I
perfect.
know. That's why I say it's a perfect movie I hated.
Jesus. Anyway, this is an S.
Okay. Charles,
Yeah, S plus plus plus.
Gray.
It's miserable.
sadly, I've never actually finished it, so I think I should abstain. But I do believe I would be rating it much higher than you, and I did enjoy it much more than you.
So because we are majority on board with that, I recommend one of the highest ones. Like
Bless you.
that. Thank
So
you.
wait, how did we need to talk about Kevin get where it is?
I rated it as my highest, and then I don't know from there. But yeah, I love it.
Well, Multi
I
and
think
Gray
I passed
gave it
on
an-
that because I forgot, or maybe I gave it something. You can't
Well, no,
remember.
I believe you gave it like an S or an A plus or something. Gray gave it an S, and then I gave it an A. So
Yeah, that's why it's.
I'd put those two movies in the same category.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just
I
like they're
really
the same
enjoy it.
type of movie where it's just it's miserable at it, but it's incredible at what.
yeah, I
trying to
love
show.
those films. I love
Right.
miserableness.
I enjoyed a lot of it, but my enjoyment didn't reflect
But
my
you
score.
ate it.
But I and we need to talk
Reading.
about Kevin. I enjoyed. We need to talk about Kevin, bro.
Not realistic.
You were talking about the other one. Come and see.
But I was
No, I
talking
brought
about.
up. I know. I brought up.
Yeah,
Kevin.
you brought up Kevin.
I
we need
needed to talk about Kevin.
Yeah. Red Rooms. Outside of Cole and myself, who has seen it?
Sadly, I still haven't. It's on my list.
Not chill.
Okay.
That's
No,
my
give it to me.
favorite 2023 movie. Cole, where would you place it?
Like the highest A, and since it's like your second favorite film ever, it's an S. We can put it like around the middle, maybe like above the Iron Claw or something.
Yeah, sounds fair. Thank you a lot. Okay. I like that movie so much. And usually I hate movies from Quebec because they are just I'm just not the target audience for most of them. And
Being a local.
yeah, no, you laugh, but basically what's going on is like most of the time it's drama, but like drama for women. I know that may sound sexist and such, but that's really the target
Oh no,
audience
it's
is
the same
women.
thing in certain
And
Spanish countries as
and-
well.
and
It's like made for TV dramas for women
Oh.
and
the
small.
like the target
Lifetime.
audience here in Quebec is like old people and women. That's as simple as that. Like most of the
Based.
we barely have trailers. We don't really have sci-fi. If it's sci-fi, it's more comedy or family-friendly stuff. But it's really like the industry here is woman made for woman most of the time. But even when it's men, it's also made for women as well. But maybe I have a bias. I don't know. But I'm just not the target audience. And the fact that I like that movie from here is kind of shocking for me because that's a freaking amazing trailer I liked.
I want to watch a French extremist movie with you and not let you know anything about the movie, and we just watch it together.
We should have a watch party.
Oh,
I'm
hell
down.
yeah. Hell yeah, I'm down for it.
So you have the language that you speak, and I'm not going to tell you anything about it. You're going to be surprised as we put it on.
yeah. And I also dislike
He's gonna
French.
hate it.
I also dislike a lot of French cinema in general. Like it's rare I will enjoy a French movie. Like my favorite French movie from France and such is Anatomy of a Fall. Another case where I'm shocked I liked it.
A movie half a year old. Have you seen La Haine?
What's the
If it wasn't from last year, probably not.
send it and the private chat so I can see it on visual.
I don't want you
Maybe.
to look it up at all. Like I want you to just go into it pure.
Okay.
I can
So
almost
you
guarantee you, no, he has not seen it.
So you haven't seen Irreversible either. Irreversible.
No, he has not seen any
Irreversible. I
that.
think I did have seen it many years ago. Oh, actually,
That-
no.
that-
I've seen
that shocked
Invincible.
me.
I've seen
would stick
Invincible
with you.
actually,
Okay. Of
or
course.
Intouchable. I can't remember which one, but that was
Of
like a
course.
black guy and,
Yeah,
and a guy in a wheelchair.
it's untouchable. Yeah, you think he's seen
That's the
Irreversible?
one I've
Are
seen.
you kidding me? There's no way.
Stick
Or
with
that's
it.
like
You know it
that's,
yourself.
yeah, that's like asking him if he's seen any Gaspar No films, right?
It's show don't tell. So I mean,
Anyway, next up would be
These.
Halloween 2006.
Well, I have to say I do have to go right now, but I'll just put the rest of my things right.
Well,
Yeah,
actually, you
private
did
chat.
send it to me in DMs.
Yeah, but I put it in the private chat here, just in a message.
Hmm.
The last ones I would rank, so you can
Nice.
just go by those as
Perfect.
you go. But
Hey.
yeah, also I followed you on Letterbox, Charles. I believe
Oh.
if that's
Oh
your
yeah,
Letterboxd.
Letterboxd as well. Oh, I'm
it's the
surprised
same.
Sean
It's,
is
it's Willis
Letterboxd.
Greedia. It should be the same thing.
Yeah, well, if the name's CEEPO, then yeah.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, followed you there, but Gray, I don't know if you have one, but you should make one.
Indeed.
I should. I'm
I
dumb.
got one. Like, if I got one, you need to have one. You know.
Yeah,
You
anyway,
got to start
well,
grading movies.
yeah.
You don't put it in the description. They have a star system. You just click on your score. 3.5 stars, 4 stars.
I'm so new to this. Okay,
Oh my
it's
God.
like a few weeks old. Like
It's okay.
I'm bad with technology, you know. Like earlier, I wanted to highlight your reactions because they were priceless, and I kind of sucked at it. So yeah, that gives you an idea on how much I'm bad with computers. Anyway, thank you a lot, Cole. You're great. We will talk later, Cole, and take care, man.
Yep, you too.
So it's us three to end this stream with Halloween 2006. Cole placed it in D. Where would you place it, Charles?
The Rob Zombie one?
I think that's
Yes,
the first one.
I
is the
believe
2000.
the 2006 and then 2 are also the Rob Zombie ones.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Okay. So Halloween 2 is actually Rob Zombie Halloween 2.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. E.
Okay. What about you, Gray?
Yeah, so I have them as the lowest D possible, but again, I didn't know that you had E and F. You kind of created those since you sent me this. So yeah, I think they fit firmly in an E. For me, I do not like either of these Rob Zombie ones. I get what he was trying to do. I think he should have just done something else, done like his own Devil's Reject type thing. But yeah, they don't work at all for me in any level. So below a D.
I remember among these 2000 and upward, there was my favorite Halloween movie, but I can't remember if that was the first Halloween like that or the second one. I'm tempted to say it's the first one, even if that sounds crazy.
Did you like the one where suddenly there's a lady on a white horse? It happens to be Rob Zombie's wife, but yeah, she's magically showing.
That
That was the second one, isn't it?
He needs
That
to
was-
go. Yes, that's the second one. It just happened because Rob Zombie was coming home from the set one day and saw a white horse and was like in a pasture and is like, oh, that needs to go in my movie.
So that would be the first one then. So if I remember correctly, I gave like a 6 or 7. That's one of the highest score I gave to a Halloween movie outside of the first like from 19-ish thing. So for me that would be C. So there's 2 E, 2 D, and 1 C. So I guess lowest D.
I like to think of Michael Myers as raised in a home that was just utter white trash.
Yeah, it's a different way of imagining him. I wish it was just his own horror movie. It doesn't have to be
Halloween 2, 2009. This is E for Cole. Where would you place it, Charles?
E.
E as well. Gray, where would you place it?
Yeah. I'd go E, but lower than the first one. Once you bring it, so I guess I would go low E, but that's just me. Just the whole addition of the white horse thing makes no sense. I really don't like his choices, but then again, he didn't have a script when he started shooting, so it kind of.
I agree with E as well, and I'd say
Wow.
Fast 10 is worst. Well, I hated pretty much like 90% of these Halloween movies. Like I think the first Rob Zombie one is the only Halloween I like. The first
You didn't
one,
even like the good one, the original one. I
the
don't
original I thought
Just name your
was
purpose, sir.
average at best or mediocre, one of the
music
two.
alone, it puts it way above average.
But
Like,
I like the music. I always said it. The music was the best part of it, but I still hated the experience. Anyway,
Wait, are we still talking about Halloween? Wait, what are we talking about?
the original
the
78 one.
originals.
He
Oh.
hated the original.
So
Oh.
next up would be Halloween 2018. For me that was E.
They brought her back. I'm trying to remember what else happens. I remember kills and ends, but
Me too.
I guess I do not remember Halloween. I remember thinking there could be some potential for this thing, like they didn't quite hit it right, but I think I'd put it at least in the D category. I think for me it was a little bit better than either of the Rob Zombies.
Okay. D for you, Charles. Where would you place it?
Yeah. A D sounds right. Sure.
D as well, and Cole. It's a bit confusing. So Cole would be C. No, C. Yeah, C. 2018. That's the third one. That's a C. Yeah, C. So that goes higher. Actually, you like that one more.
Yeah, it had potential, man. I don't know. I didn't know where they were going to go with the last two, but I can see that.
Okay.
The therapist thing was just bizarre.
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Speaking of therapists, we are there. Halloween ends. Oh, Halloween kills. Actually, this one is F for me. Where would you place it, Charles?
It's funny. My experience with Halloween Kills is very different than a lot of other people's. So, grading the version that you guys saw, it's a mid D, and I really wish the version I saw is the version everybody else could see.
What version did you see?
Legally, I can't. Well, I guess I can. I was at a test screening.
Oh, nice. That's really awesome, man.
And the ending was different.
Oh, really? That's cool.
I was just wondering, like, was there a different version? Because I hadn't heard of like director's cut or anything on that one. So,
well, so the test screening was in February of 20, and then COVID happened, and then they pushed and pushed and pushed.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so they showed the teenagers get chased. The ones that there's just like a cut scene of their, bodies in their playground or whatever.
Yeah.
And the ending is a lot more horrible. There was a bit of a theme between 2018 and like they had this running theme with a close up of the hand on the knife. They opened kills with the same shot that 18 ends, and then they end kills with the same shot that they open with, but the knife's in somebody else's hands, and the ending is very different. Karen gets startled, and Jamie Lee hears her get killed on the phone, and it's just done differently.
Huh.
Like Jamie Lee hears it, and Michael Myers picks up the phone, and it's like an homage to 78 because he's on the phone. It's the same shot.
Yeah.
And she goes, "Michael, I'm coming to get you." And it's like a really badass ending. But
that sounds so much better than what I've seen. It's like
trap and the house gets on fire or something. Isn't that the one that we got for?
Yeah.
Well, no.
It's totally confusing it.
No, the trap is the end of 18, but they're being taken away in a truck, but they have a close up of the daughter, the granddaughter, excuse me, holding the knife, and they have a close up of her hand holding a knife, and Kills opens with that, but it ends with Jamie Lee's hand on the knife,
Hmm.
and that's the final shot. It's if you watch 2018 right before my version of Kills, it really has a continuity thing, but not your version.
Hmm.
I
quite
I
fascinating.
wanted to forget I've seen these movies, to be honest. Like, they are so bad. Yeah. So what did you say? Where would you place it?
Your version D.
Okay.
Where did we put the Rob Zombie ones? Are they both in E, or is one of them in a D?
One of them is E, the other is in D.
I would put it above both Rob Zombie ones. So I would put it in D, then above the Rob Zombie.
Okay. And I will look into Cole. Cole, that would be E. So that actually goes back to E, but the top E.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Okay. Halloween Ends, for me that was F. What about you, Dre?
I again thought it was better than the Rob Zombie one, so I guess I'd put it low D, but just above the Rob Zombie one. I didn't think it was great. I can see why it turned a lot of people off, but I don't know. I still like it way better than the Rob Zombie ones. Sorry, didn't we have one of the Rob Zombie ones in D? Is
Yeah.
where I was saying.
Yeah, but
That's why
I
would
placed
put
it in
mine.
F.
Oh, okay. You're adjusting for your own. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Charles, where would you place End?
Yeah, I kind of Greg kind of talking me into it.
Uh-huh.
If the zombies are not E, then Ends can't be E.
Well,
But-
there's one of the zombie that's in E.
Yeah. All right. E. I'll
E?
say E.
Cole also said E. So I guess it's in the middle of
Fair
E.
enough. It's not great. I wanted more out of it, but I don't know. Some things looked beautiful on the screen, but yeah, weird movie.
Ferrari, the movie that got worse after we talked about it. Have you seen it, Charles?
I have not.
You
Oh,
don't
you
miss
used to
much.
do an Adam Driver accent. It is
Oh.
second to Gucci.
Where would you place it, Jay?
For me, it was the third lowest, of the ranking. So I guess that would be an F for me.
So for you, that would be F. For me, that would be D or C. And there's Cole
Ferrari.
at D. Yeah. So I guess this is like, because you make it really lower. So either top E or bottom D. That seems fair. But there we go. So this is the list. That was amazing doing that. I liked it so much, and my brain is fried.
Your brain is fried.
Yeah.
I should have played.
He just learned a bunch of your takes right in a row. That's strange, man. It's hard for anyone to take.
That's always amazing talking about movies, whether they are good or bad. That's how I see it.
Yeah. I have homework for you. I want you to start grading
Conversations are
on
better than others.
Letterboxd.
But sorry, yeah, you should definitely tell him about the homework.
So yeah, like my letterbox right now, I update it every week as we watch movies. But again, it's a 2 weeks old, so I don't have everything fresh there. So yeah, what do you have going on your end of the internet, Gray?
Not much. This show whenever we do this show, and then yeah, that darn Kiddas show every Thursday morning on that darn Kiddas channel, The Thinkers. It's always fun. Charles has joined us. Multi has joined us. It's really fun. Come and check it out. Other than that, stuff at some point, we'll see.
Okay, and I've seen you've started making reviews over Gray 2P 2P.
Yeah, I figured, we're talking about this. I'm already doing a review for it. Why not just grab a trailer, cut in some scenes, and then, hey, it's extra content. So,
Nice.
yeah, I've started doing that. So expect those, but I think you'd see that if you're on the channel. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Charles? What do you have going on?
Yeah, I had like a mental breakthrough that I kind of had to tell my therapist about. So there's something I spoke about for the first time in decades on Kitty Stream that I'll probably be a bit more polished about in relation to the whole Nickelodeon thing. I don't have any SA to talk about. There's just something that I don't know was jarred loose, and I would like to go further into that. So not a fun one
really
is what
cool.
I'll say.
Well, I don't know. That documentary is blowing up right now, and it's not exactly a fun documentary.
No.
So I don't know. It seems like a subject that's worth talking about for sure, especially your personal experience with it.
Yeah, it's odd. It like I want to make it abundantly clear that I'm not trying to cling on to whatever the hell is going on in regards to that. It just made me remember something that was very similar.
For sure. I could see that, like when you kind of described it, it's like, yeah, I could see how that memory would kind of get jarred loose. It's like, whoa, there's a lot of creepy people that kind of prey on, I don't know, child actors. Like they're literally told, like, have your parents wait outside of this room. Like, let's go. And I don't know, like that's just a usual practice. That's kind of odd.
When I told my mother about it, she was like, yeah, there was part that I like still had blocked out. He apparently, one of the first meetings that we had was at a county swimming pool where it was a public pool.
What the fuck?
That is odd. I've had very few interviews at a pool, but
yeah.
Okay.
And that I had blocked out, and I was like, oh my God. As an adult, you're like, that's ultra creepy. But if you're desperate for attention and, fame, you're like, oh, wherever. You don't even process the thoughts. Just, this is odd, but, I got to get famous.
Yeah, that's heavy. And me too, I had stuff blocked out, but for different reasons. But man, brain does fascinating things to protect mental health, that's we are humans, that's heavy, man. Thanks for sharing.
I haven't done it yet. Well, go to the Kitty Stream on Thursday and you'll see the I don't know, the TLDR, but well, maybe not. It was pretty long while I was talking there.
Well, I'm excited to see what you do end up coming up with, because it's obviously a subject that people are interested in right now. So
yeah, but I don't want people to think that like it's at all related to that. It's just something that kind of came loose due to that, and it's I wasn't affected physically. It's just how close I was to something possibly happening that it's kind of scary.
Yeah, for sure. It's like childhood and teenager years are like the years that matter the most when it comes to like scars and trauma and such. So it's easy to mess up a kid or a teenager. It takes nothing and you can traumatize one, and it's very sad when it happens. But yeah, Tuesday we have the season 4 finale, and starting in April we got season 5 incoming. So yeah, I had a blast this week. Again, thank you, Charles. Thank you, Gray. Thank you, DC and Cole. And we are out.